The Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what. You got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Yes, it's me, Hafeez, and with me, as always, is Devin.
Yeah,
we are about to go extreme.
Extreme!
Yes. Extreme Rules. We had Extreme Rules last Saturday, right?
About a week ago.
Yeah. And we're gonna recap that. We're gonna recap the whole card, telling you how we experienced it and just what we thought of all the matches, and especially that ending. We're gonna talk about that ending for sure. So,
what up, son? I acknowledge you, Junior. What up?
You got family in the building.
Family in the chat. What up, chat community?
Yes,
what up, Kofi? All over there on the Twitch. We all live on Twitch too. We everywhere.
We all over. We all
over. Twitter too. We everywhere.
So we're gonna talk about Extreme Rules. We're gonna get into all that. We got Papa H on the screen right now. We got the chef. He's in there. He's cooking up some good, 6-course, 7-course meals for us. Even on Raw and SmackDown, following up even more with fire left and right. The man's got recipes on recipes. And we're enjoying it here at the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. We're enjoying that stuff. So, but we're going to start things off with AEW because, we got to talk about stuff going on in wrestling in general. And AEW, they got some stuff going on too. And now it's funny because as I, talk about Extreme Rules in WWE, notice, listeners and viewers, that listeners can't notice this, but viewers can notice this, that Devin's reaction is very happy. He's very exuberant when we talk about WWE. We talk about Papa H. You see it. It's just like, yeah.
And I do not deny that. You're speaking facts, brother.
But now the minute I brought up AEW, you can see he kind of, like the posture kind of slunk down a little bit. The grin isn't as big. You couldn't really see the teeth, like you could for WWE. I guess Tony Khan's not cooking up the same course meals. The same recipes are not. I don't know what it is. What
no,
chef?
Man, that's some White Castle shit going on, man. I don't want no fast food, bro.
Oh, man, full disclosure, I hate White Castle, so.
Hold on, let me pick something better. McDonald's?
It's not that bad.
McDonald's, passable, serviceable.
Fast food? So
yeah. Because every now and then they hit you with the McRib, which is special. Be like, you go. Like MJF.
Yeah, that's one of the most overhyped things ever. Like, yeah, sure, it's cool in theory. When you hear McRib is back, it's like, I got to get one. And then you have it and you were like, that was it. Like, that's the McRib. If I'm being real, that's what it is for me. I don't know how it is for y'all. Put it in the chat.
I'm on that plant-based. It's been a while since I had the meat.
Oh, well, see, there you go. You're not missing much. You're not missing much with that. I'll tell you there. But yeah, let's talk about a little AEW. They had some cool stuff going on, man. One thing definitely was the matchup for the AAC Championship. What do we call it on the show? The
AEW Dark Championship. I will never forget.
Well, there was that.
Oh, the ACC champion. And I actually, when you sent me that, this is a modified graphic right here. The first one I had was ACC, and then I looked. I'm like, hold on, let me look at your text message again.
Yeah,
like, yeah, because it is the All Atlantic. But I was like, I do remember calling it the ACC. We're just gonna dub that, but then start seeing the championship on AEW Dark, and it was a new nickname, AEW Dark Championship.
Officially, it's the AAC All Atlantic Championship. Yes. Now, the Clarkson Wrestling term for that championship has been the ACC or the AEW Dark Championship. So, White Castle's fire. Look, man, I heard they got some good onion rings, but the couple times that I had White Castle when I was a kid, did not like it. Apron bump, yes. You know what I'm talking about.
They got some plant-based burgers I eat over there, so it's not a lot where I can eat fast food, but it's fire when it's fresh.
Man, them sliders, I don't know. That's I do not believe it's real meat. There's all sorts of just stuff that no, I'm out. White Castle, count me out. You want to punish me, make me eat White Castle. That's my punishment.
Talking about White Castle.
Oh man, yeah, we're starting the podcast talking about White Castle. Who would have thought? See, Tony Khan, what you doing? What you doing to us? No, but here, he definitely served up. I think, in my opinion, a cool moment here with Orange Cassidy and Pac. Going at it for the AAC Championship on Dynamite. Good matchup overall. But we had Orange Cassidy become a champion, which for some they said, they weren't surprised that it happened. But for me, I actually was shocked. I wasn't sure if they would actually pull the trigger on Orange Cassidy and give him a shot to be a champion of any sort. So it's pretty cool seeing that they're going to try to give him a run. Now, what this run is going to look like?
No. It is up and right.
Are low.
Very low.
Which really sucks because, AEW Dark Championship, we call it that for a reason, because as soon as Pac won that championship, he was only on Dark. He was not on Dynamite defending that title. So that kind of lends itself to think, is anything going to change? So I don't have the expectation that it will right away, but I will say this. Orange Cassidy, to me, is a more over character in AEW than Pac. I love Pac. I think he's great. But there is something about Orange Cassidy where he is one of the, I don't think MJF didn't mention him as a pillar. He wasn't one of the guys that mentioned. But for me, he is one of the staples, if you will, of AEW, one of the originals of AEW, where you look at it and you say, hey, that is an AEW guy. That is one of the main attractions for the company when it first started. So to see him get rewarded with a championship is cool. And maybe Tony Khan likes him enough to say, let's feature him on TV. Let's feature him on Dynamite. But only time will tell. What do you have to say about Orange Cassidy being the new champ?
I like it. It's a cool moment, but you got to capitalize on that moment. You can't let it dwindle down. And then we're talking about, hey, did you see Orange on AEW Dark defended the championship?
I won't be telling you that because I don't watch Dark. So I'll just find out later on. I'll be like, where's Wardlow will become where is Orange? Because
possible graphic coming soon.
I wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah. Shout out to my son. We do like the burgers. We do.
Daddy like burgers too.
Plant-based burgers for me, but do like the burgers. But the moment, like I said, the moment was cool. I like the graffiti, crowd going nuts, and they're in Toronto too.
The orange,
So it's all this renewed energy there that I was getting. So I enjoyed the moment. That's why I'm like, cool. He is the possible AEW Dark Championship. I'll call it the ACC. It is on the graphic. The AAC Championship. I'll be respectful to Orange Cassidy.
It's a new start.
Yes, he does, honor the tribal chief with the Superman punch. So I must respect that man.
Like
all right,
4 of them hit him with, man. He was spamming that move. It's like in 2K, you don't know any other move but that one. You're like, it's working. I'm gonna just keep hitting that button.
Try to stop it. You can't stop.
You know, so how many finishes do I have loaded up? Let me just do this one.
Yes. But
Man,
going forward, they just got to capitalize on it, man.
Low expectations,
yes,
but hopeful that they capitalize because it's cool to see. It's a cool moment, and hopefully they build off the momentum. So definitely shout out to Orange, and great match by both Pac and Orange in that one. Next up, Moxley, John Moxley versus Adam Hangman Page. Now this match didn't happen on Dynamite, but they are building it up, and the reason why it's here as a topic is I just wanted to kind of briefly touch on the build and see, is it working? Is the build-up working to get us excited about this matchup? So to you, Devin, I'll throw that question. Last couple of weeks, we've had some face-offs between these two guys. We've had John Moxley telling Adam Hangman Page, hey, watch your mouth, like kind of putting him in his place and telling him just, hey, zip it. I don't want to hear nothing from you, young whippersnapper. And then you have Adam Hangman Page saying, I'm not a child. I'm not a
young
kid.
Thundercats.
I'm a man. As he hits himself and, damn near gave himself a black eye. He had a nice little...
Dude, he had a little lump.
He had a little lump on his head, man.
He had to check like,
he's
am I bleeding?
I think I might have hit myself a little hard there. I feel a little woozy. I don't know. So which was a cool moment too. So with all this going on, what's your thought? What's your thought on the build?
I'm enjoying the build. It's crazy because in the pre-show, we're going over AEW and you was asking, is there anything like, have you watched it? And I was like, yeah, I think so. You know what I'm saying? I said I remember the stories that attracted to me. And this is one of the stories that I was attracted to, the Moxley and Page. And Page cut a phenomenal, passionate
this is a great
promo. They just put a little bit of the spotlight. Now, why I say a little bit of the spotlight, because the crowd, they was chanting Page, but then in 2.5 seconds, they was like, MJF. I'm like, but guys.
We all know what time it is.
Guys, Page.
That dude is just over, man.
I think I would have removed MJF from that, from that promo.
I don't think it would have mattered.
I think he was a distraction, bro. He out there eating popcorn. Come on, man. That's a distraction.
For us, the viewers, like they kept showing it, but for the people in the crowd, like I just think they all know, they can all feel it, that MJF is the next real champion. Like this is all leading to him.
Maybe, but I think they would have been lost in the promo from Page, and then would have hit a little bit more, because now there's no, I see MJF and it's all spreading like, hey, MJF up there. What? That just spreads in that stadium, and they're like, yeah, MJF over there eating popcorn and enjoying himself. Come on, man. Yeah, it's gonna.
I love the moment. Like literally after you see Adam Hangman Page hit himself in the face, and the crowd was into that. They popped for that. Then they cut away. Literally, it's going on my TV right now. They cut away, and then you see MJF like, okay, yeah, that was interesting. Just on the face, just like kind of like enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it. To me, I get your point that you think that they could have done more to focus on the two guys there. I just feel like they, for me, I saw it as MJF is the guy that the people want to be champion. Look at MJF's promo earlier on, in the same night. Like MJF is basically, cutting a promo about, being the bad guy, having to be the bad guy, realizing early on in life that, nice guys finish last. And it was kind of like, almost like the slow transition to an actual face turn potentially, with him just admitting like he needs to be an asshole. This is why he does, like he's explaining himself, which he never does. He never explains like why he does what he does. It's so against that character. So, I feel like there is a realization that MJF is so over that this crowd is going to cheer him no matter what now. And so, I feel like I hear you, and maybe they could have done more to put the focus on them. But I just feel like overall, it's just inevitable that MJF is going to be champion. And I think the crowd knows it. I think the crowds for AEW are smart fans, and they realize that
very hardcore fans.
Yeah, they realize, look, man, he's got that casino chip. It's basically money in the bank. Whoever wins this matchup between these two, they're in the crosshairs. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, that's I agree to some extent. I just believe they could just cut a. MJF didn't need to be there. He already had this promo. He's teasing a possible face turn.
Yeah.
You know, I did like that little back and forth between. Well, not even back and forth. He just scolded Stokely. He just
right.
Like, hold on, bro. First of all, I even asked you to come and interfere in my match. All right.
You know who's not happy? Daddy's not happy.
I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a nice tease, but I think it was just a slight misstep from AEW of just keep the focus right now on the challenge between Moxley and Page. That's it. It didn't need MJF, but I hear you. You know, we know, but let's enjoy this moment.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it for what it was. And, you know, but I hear what you're saying. To do more, to put the focus on them, it just, I think it's not bad booking to put MJF on television at any time.
No,
at this point,
I will,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, no.
He is
never disagree with that statement. Yes,
right.
I agree. He is my favorite heel in AEW. All right, he is my favorite heel in AEW.
Oh man,
I say that.
This match is next week, right?
Is it?
I think it's next. I think they said 6 days. We were 6 days away because it's on a Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
So
NXT
I guess as far as picking this matchup, we might as well just go ahead and get that out the way. This matchup right here, who you got winning this one-on-one matchup? Let's just say that MJF does not cash in or interfere or anything like that and get himself into it to make it a triple threat. Let's say he's going to wait for a winner. Who do you think is champion?
I'm going to stick with Moxley. He's just on this momentum run, just representing the company well, I say. He's being very professional. All right. Yeah. So people could actually learn from him. All right. So I'm gonna stick with Moxley for that reason.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I think they did a good job of, you know, making Adam Page feel like a real threat. You know, especially with this promo. I'm going to give the credit to Adam Page because I think that promo was all him. I don't think that was like a scripted thing or anything Tony had anything to do with. So I'm going to give credit to him. And I kind of want to see Adam win because I want to see MJF versus Adam Page. Like ever since I first started watching AEW, those two have seemed to be on this like collision course that just never happens. You know, it just, I brought it up many times on the show when Bret Hart came and unveiled the AEW Championship for the first time and Page was in the ring with him. Yeah. MJF cut the promo walking down the ramp that just smoked like Adam Page. Spotlight. Right. He just again, he's always still in the spotlight from this man.
Yes.
You know, so there's a story there that I feel like is writing itself, you know, without anybody even paying attention to it. Mm-hmm. And that to me is a little bit juicier than MJF versus Jon Moxley. I mean, Jon Moxley, you know, he mentioned his promo like 3 years and he's been champion for most of them. Okay, that's fair. You know, so for MJF to win the championship from one of the winningest champions, the winningest champion in AEW history, would be a great feather in the cap of MJF for sure. So what I want to happen,
but how long does he keep that championship for? That's why I have to stick with, Moxley because if Page beats Moxley, gets the belt, will he just be a transitional champion?
I mean, I guess it just depends on how they do it, on how long they have MJF wait, because I feel like MJF's gonna be champion pretty soon.
It's coming, bro.
But I guess what I was saying is that, you know, in the last part of what I was saying was that Moxley is the winningest champion, and that would be like the thing for MJF, for an MJF Moxley matchup.
Yeah,
you know, that would be if you're going with the MJF Moxley matchup like you are, like the thing, because I'm just predicting who is MJF going to beat. Is it going to be Adam Page or is it going to be Moxley? And if it's Moxley, that's the thing I'm hanging my hat on to really put over MJF. So, you know, it's tough. I think for me, I'm going to go ahead and side with you on Moxley, that I think he's the most likely guy to walk away from this, the winner, and still be champion. You know, because then you have a guy who, okay, he's had a couple of defenses now, but it still feels like even he would be a transitional champion because everyone's anticipating when MJF is going to take that championship. It's not about this run. You know, this run to me for Moxley doesn't really feel like special. It feels like an accident.
That's true.
Because of what happened. It was supposed to be CM Punk.
But it's crazy. I don't even look at like he has some speed bumps, in these between the second and the third title run. But it's crazy. I just look at it as one second title run, not a third title run, if that makes sense. It's just the way the aesthetic, the way they're presenting it, the madhouse, that happened between CM Punk and A-Dub and Tony, all that shit. Like, it just felt right. Yeah, just put it back on Moxley, and it felt like he just never lost it. That's why too I look at it. Like it just it happened, but did it though?
It did.
Did it though?
We all saw it. And even like he won it, and then it was like a week later or 2 weeks later, and he lost. And then chaos happened.
I know.
And then he got it back in this tournament, which was cool. The tournament was cool.
Yeah.
And I think he's had one title defense on Dynamite since then. And then
Oh no, I'm sorry. He had
Juice Robinson
contender matches.
Oh yeah, that was a contender match with Juice Robinson.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, okay.
That was.
So yeah, just I don't know. I feel like this one too. It just that's why I didn't even want Jon Moxley to win that tournament, because I feel like this doesn't really. This whole thing is kind of a mess, and it would have been better to me to give it to a first time champion, like a Sammy Guevara or a Darby Allin or a Bryan Danielson. Shockingly enough, not been champion yet. So, but neither here nor there. I say I'm with you on this, that Jon Moxley retains, and then we eventually get the MJF versus Jon Moxley matchup. MJF beats Jon Moxley to become the champ. And we go from there. We see what happens. Yeah. So
Moxley's gonna beat Page ass. He's gonna whoop him like his daddy, man. Call him a kid. He's just gonna whoop his ass. Leave the match.
Teach your man how to squabble.
Go home, make sweet love to his wife.
Shout out to Renee.
Yeah,
Paquette. She is now all elite.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. It was an awesome thing seeing her show up on the ramp there. That was pretty cool. And then doing the interviews backstage with everybody. The first interview was with Christian in Toronto. So that was pretty cool. And I know they've gone back a long way. So yeah, it was really awesome to see Renee Paquette in AEW now with her husband too. It just made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense. So that was
shout out to Brian Cook, Chi-Town brother, Chi-Town local. What up? We see you.
So this next one here, the reason why I'm bringing this up is I'm just trying to get a temperature check on how we feel about what's going on here with Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus. And Christian Cage, the aforementioned Christian Cage, who had that interview with Renee Paquette. How you feeling about this feud? This whole storyline and feud?
Yeah. Dude,
It
is nowhere near where it started.
That's a loaded question, so let me try to break it down a little bit better. Do you think it's helping to make a star? Because this is what it really should be.
Yeah.
Building stars, right?
Yeah.
So is this building Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, into a star?
That is a loaded question. All right. You broke it down. Yes, they are. Okay. I got to go with the facts of what they're presenting on camera. But the story sucks though at this point. So
why does it suck?
Just the momentum. It's nowhere near where it started in the beginning. Christian Cage came out with the fire. MJF left. He basically took over, saying your daddy died. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about your daddy. Your dead daddy.
Dude. Yep.
I was like, okay. And then it was just, and they took their time getting to that match, and then come to find out, Christian was injured, and the match was very short. So just the missteps, man. It's just not. I'm just not bought into this story, And even I forgot about this. This is one of the things that they didn't stick with me on AEW. So you bring this up, like, Luchasaurus
got the victory.
Boy.
Yeah, Luchasaurus won. Christian Cage kind of had some interference.
Yeah. So that is that.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. I feel like on paper, the story is actually great. I feel like the fact that you have Christian Cage, who, former tag team champion, multiple tag team champion in his own right. He's the manager for Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
Fist up.
There we go.
Right there. Yeah.
He's
I'll
the
stop
manager
the show for that.
and he he's taking them under his wing and makes them into tag team champions. And they did the teases to get people thinking, oh, he's gonna turn, but then they held off. It was long-term booking, and then finally they lost the championships. He turned on them. Okay, cool. And then we got this very personal promo from Christian Cage, like you said, talking about the family, talking about his father, his deceased father, and just cutting deep. And then you had the whole thing with Luchasaurus, where at first Luchasaurus was with him for some reason. He joined in the beginning, but then he turned on Christian to then side up with Jack Perry, and it looked like, okay, they're friends, they're on the same page. And then it was a double swerve, and then you got Luchasaurus turning on Jack Perry, which I don't think I liked the double swerve. I feel like it should have been that you have Luchasaurus stick with Jack Perry from the get-go. Like, don't side with Christian. Don't let him manage you in the beginning, right? And then really play up like we were both betrayed.
Very Paul White-ish.
And then flip-flopping, Yep. And then Christian can, make the comments like, he's a pillar.
Storyline does suck.
You got Jack Perry is a pillar. Everyone's calling him a pillar, but no one talks about you, Luchasaurus. And have Christian Cage get into his head, and everyone's wondering, like, is he going to get to him? And then have him turn after that. That would have made more sense. But you got this whole flip-flop back and forth. And then I'm watching the match, and I'm saying to myself, there should be way more emotion with this. Like, I feel like in my head, I'm having to create the emotion of, like, what's going on. And that's where it's kind of fallen short. Like, it was there. Like, it's so interesting how sometimes you feel like the whole tag team splits up and goes against each other should just work. Yeah. It should just happen. But a lot of times in wrestling history, it just doesn't. Like, it falls short.
It falls out.
And like
other half gets buried. You don't hear about that guy anymore.
That guy, the Marty Jannetty effect, basically. It's just like, yeah, that happens a lot.
Otis and Tucker, what happened to Tucker?
Yeah, it seems that happens a lot, but also too, just the fight between those two guys. Like, take Jeff and Matt Hardy, for instance. Those two, it's like, okay, they tried so many times in WWE to have that, in Impact to have that, and I feel like actually Impact did a better job with it than WWE.
That's true.
Like, that whole the Brother Nero and everything, I feel like that worked a little bit better, but it just feels like awkward, a lot of times in these and with this one, I'm just like, I don't know. I just was never bought in to the emotion of it all that I was supposed to be having. I get that we were best friends, and the history they have, and they're like brothers, but it didn't come through. So, and this storyline just kind of has that taint to it now, to where I just feel like it's missing that. I think Christian Cage not being able to wrestle is hurting. The fact that he's hurt, it doesn't help anything. But just the storytelling, I'm trying. I guess I'm questioning, where are we going with this now? Like, you're kind of stuck
no idea
with Christian Cage not being able to complete this, to finish this off,
dude. So you talk about the emotion. They had the emotion in the beginning of the story, but as they were getting to the middle, and now I believe maybe we're towards the end, just the way the match went, it's just the emotion's just not there, to your point. And I think that's what AEW lacks as a whole in storytelling is, telling a complete story with the emotion. Like, you're just lost in the story. Like, I don't care what happens. Everything is game. Everything's on the table. But then you have missteps. You have missteps with Luchasaurus. All right, I'm a heel, or I'm a heel, or I pretended to be a heel for Jungle Boy. but still, that was a little weak to me, you know. So even that was weak. And you're like, you got this badass, you got this turtleneck, you know, Christian. Just something like that's look like a good package, a good pairing. Let's keep that together, you know. Even your point when you said just never keep them split up. I could be on the other side of that coin. Like when they first split up and he paired off with Christian, keep that. Don't even go even when you went back to Jungle Boy, you lost me right there. You literally lost me in the story. Like I'm reading this book, I'm like, oh come on, man, really? We doing that?
I think either way, either yours or what I'm saying, I think both of them works better than the flip flop.
Yeah,
because it just
either
doesn't
way
really make sense why he would join, then flip on Christian to go to Jack Perry, then flip on Jack Perry to go back to Christian. It's like, what?
Drawn out too long. Yep, well said.
Yeah. It's just
Basically, what we just did in that segment, we was just trying to sum it up in short words, and, and Kyle just hit it on his head in four words. Drawn out too long.
It just is what it is, man. Hopefully, I see. And with him losing, you know, I think I saw Ivan put that up. It's like it's just weird to bury him.
See if I can find it.
To bury Jack Perry in that way.
There we go.
You know, like it's weird because now where do you go from here with storyline wise? You know, it would have been better if Jack Perry would have won this matchup so he can move on. You know, and you can still continue the hatred from Luchasaurus and Christian Cage, but have Jack Perry win this matchup. Like if Jack Perry wins this matchup, he gets to move on because Christian Cage can't wrestle anyway. If Jack Perry is going to go for, I don't know, the AEW Championship in a fatal 4-way or whatever, and then you have Luchasaurus cost him the match. You know, that
or the TNT Championship, you know,
or TNT, whichever one, whichever AAC, whatever championship you want, the Dark Championship, you know,
Ring of Honor, TV with
Ring out there's so many opportunities. Exactly. You know, all the championships have Jack Perry try to go after him and have Luchasaurus and Christian Cage just mess with him every single time. Like that could be a way to kind of, you know, antagonize him while Christian Cage is not able to wrestle. Just keep messing with him. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like this is a misstep in the story, which, you know, it had a lot of potential, but just not hitting on all cylinders.
What do you think of this comment that Dom left? The flip took place to cover Christian's injury. They should have just replaced him with Luchasaurus in that match at the pay-per-view. Pick it back up when Christian gets healthy.
I mean, I feel like it was fine the way they did it because you had the turn happen like it was a shock turn. No one saw that coming, that Luchasaurus was going to turn on him right there. And so you tease, oh, we're going to have a match. And then, oh, here comes Luchasaurus. Wait, what? He's power bombing him on the stage. Oh my God, he's doing it again. And then Christian Cage is like, yeah, master plan. Hey, I guess I'm just going to take this pinfall. I told this dude I was going to whoop him, you know, like, and then, so I feel like I was okay with that. You know, maybe that could have worked too, where they just flip it right then and there. But, you know, we still hadn't known yet that Luchasaurus was a heel. So they used that opportunity to try to turn him heel, which I think on its own in a bubble, I'm okay with that. But the part that makes it messed up is he had flip-flopped already so many times before that. That's really what was the problem.
Way too many times.
Yeah. All right. One of our favorite segments on here. I'll go ahead and put up that graphic. You already know what time it is.
Oh, is it that time? I gotta look for him. All right, man. Let me look for Wardlow. Where is he? I gotta look for him. Can I find him? There you go.
Oh man, where's Wardlow? This is gonna be a weekly thing, man. It's gonna be a weekly thing. Now, sometimes it'll be bad. Sometimes it'll be good, you know, and sometimes it'll be somewhat in between. And this might be one of those in between situations. The good side of this is Wardlow was on Dynamite. We did see Wardlow on Dynamite. And actually, we saw more than Wardlow on Dynamite. We saw WarJoe.
WarJoe. Yeah, WarJoe.
We saw WarJoe. Oh my goodness. So,
you know what's crazy?
You seemed really excited to bring this up, this WarJoe thing up. So
you made a graphic for it too.
You made a graphic. So speak on it, man. How are you feeling about WarJoe?
Okay, since if they can't find nothing for Wardlow, which I think that's just an excuse. Come on, he's a TNT champion. I'm cool with him pairing up with Joe and forming a tag team. WarJoe! That's a badass name. That's just funny to me because you hate that name. You think it's a terrible name.
It's terrible.
And on WWE side, I hate Brawling Brutes. But you love it.
Brawling Brutes is fine.
See?
Brawling Brutes is way better than WarJoe.
Oh, hell. No, sir. No, sir. I will not have that.
So
No.
Lazy name.
No.
You
are wrong. All of you are wrong.
No.
I will not.
He's right. It can't get no righter.
I need that one. Get me that clip.
Well, what y'all say in the chat? Well, what's better, Brawling Brutes or WarJoe?
Dude,
let us know.
WarJoe, you take Wardlow, Samoa Joe, put them together. WarJoe, like, come on, man. Brawling Brutes is like, yeah, man, they brawl. They're brutes. Yeah, it's fine. It feels like an actual team name versus WarJoe. It's just lazy.
See, Dom, I come prepared.
Where's WarJoe graphic?
Read my man.
Where's WarJoe graphic?
Come prepared. WarJoe.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, look, neither team name is the best name. I can agree with that at least. But Brawling
You know what? I toasted that, sir.
Yeah, there we go. Neither one is great. It's like White Castle and White Castle. It's like oh man. But yeah, so you're taking it as, hey, at least we're getting to see Wardlow on television.
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah, that's so much better. Oh man. No, I'm way more on the side of Brawling Brutes. Maybe because too the matches that they're having also.
Really, Ivan?
Thank you, Ivan.
1-1. You just come on. Where the majority at? Where the majority at? I know you're out there.
Look,
Brawling Brutes all day.
Brawling Brutes, it just feels like an actual team name. Vicky Blinders, that's right. And look at how they're represented right now, man. They had we'll get into that
when we
get
get
talk
there.
About Extreme Rules. I'm gonna save that, but I'm just saying, teaser. They put on banger after banger after banger. I can't say the same thing about WarJoe. Their matches aren't on the same level. They're just not. They're squash matches. QT Marshall.
Yeah. That I will wholeheartedly agree.
Right.
Y'all gonna be calling WarJoe. Y'all need to be causing chaos, beating the best tag teams. Like y'all all about that life.
Yes, then I'll have more respect for it. It'll grow on me if they go smashing like actual threats. That's what I want to see. So yeah. But yes, for this week's Where's Wardlow? We got WarJoe. That's what we saw. That's where he is. He's in WarJoe, the tag team WarJoe on Dynamite. Do you think WarJoe becomes tag team champions?
Oh my goodness. Dude. See, this I don't see the booking is all fucked up.
It's all over the place. I don't know what the hell's going on with tag team wrestling.
The rankings matter, okay?
It's just the Acclaimed at this point. I just everything else, ROH, AAA, I don't even know. All that other stuff with FTR, I'm confused.
Right? Yeah,
I'm just confused now.
They're the top guys. They got all the titles in your company.
Right. Right. And now you're building up this team. Like, are you building them to become champions? Or
and they both got titles.
And they both already have titles.
See?
So
right there.
Like
on their shoulders.
I don't know what the plan is. I have no idea what the plan is. Hopefully they got something in store for us. But again, this isn't Papa H's cooking. It's Tony Khan's cooking.
No, man.
This is Tony Khan's
fast
food.
Fast food.
It's his fast food. He's just trying to get in, get out.
What you want the number? You want the number 2? You want the number 3? I got 14 combos.
I'm not thinking too hard about this at all. Pre-made. Pre-made. He's got a microwave in the back. He's got the frozen
chicken nuggets.
Let me let this shit thaw real quick. I got you.
Yeah.
We got next week's Rampage card just warming up in the microwave real quick. Ready? Don't worry.
Yeah, it's already been cooked.
Let me just nuke this shit real quick. I got you.
Yeah.
Like
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, man. Let's get to the next topic here. Let's talk the women's division, man. How you feeling about the women's division right now? We had a big discussion last week about Tony Khan just not really just caring about the women's division. And then you had reached out a couple times, and you know, there were certain things that you were seeing where you're like, change, right? Like, this is supposed to be change. You're supposed to be seeing change in the division. So just speak on it, man. Like, just give you an opportunity to kind of, you know, share your continued thoughts on the women's division right now.
TK got the dollar menu these days.
This is where we're at, man. This is where we're at. Oh, man.
Tom, right now, it is decided that is the comment of the night.
Oh, man.
All right. If you can top that comment, you got it right now. It's our shield brother, Dom.
Yeah, but talk about the women's division. I mean, the last thing was Toni Storm was defending the title against Emi Sakura on Dark. And so you had reached out and sent that. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of speak on this a little bit.
Yeah, I still feel the same way, man. I still feel the exact same way about their women's division. It's just not interesting because they're just putting all like the tag team match, and then who gets lost in the transition? Tony again. Tony got lost. I forgot about her in this match. It was all about Sheeta. She got the pin, and I'm like, but Tony's the champion. She's your pretend placeholder temporary champion.
Yeah. I mean, I think
they're booking her like Thunder Rosa, bro. This is Thunder Rosa 2.0. This is all it is. They're fucking her up.
With Sheeta, it's kind of like, Sheeta, they hadn't quite done her right on AEW. And this is kind of a make right situation, I feel, giving her a pinfall victory, because we don't really see her regularly on television. She's super talented.
That's true.
So I think this is just kind of to highlight her. That last pay-per-view match, the Fatal 4-Way for the title, Sheeta, I think, had a tough time in that matchup. Like, it wasn't smooth. She had a couple missteps, even the kip up, something she does all the time. It wasn't flowing, so you combine that performance with, again, not being on TV and just, kind of getting taken out of that one tournament that they had. Like, there's just been this whole weird thing with Sheeta. So I'm thinking, just to kind of play a little bit of devil's advocate, that her getting the pin instead of Toni Storm is to kind of just highlight Sheeta a little bit and kind of remind the world, like, hey, Sheeta is a great talent. So, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
for me,
I agree with
I guess looking at the positives with it, like the shining star for me right now is just the adoration that the fans have for Jamie Hayter and the fact that she keeps getting featured on TV. Like, it's been a consistent thing to see Jamie Hayter on television. I think that's smart because the crowd is, whether she's heel, whether she's tweener, like, the crowd is into her, and eventually they're gonna have to turn her against Britt Baker. It's gonna have to happen because that story needs to pay off. It's been long-term booking, but then again, this goes back to another segment we used to do.
Waste the moment,
story too long, right?
Yep.
Is it long-term booking or story too long, right?
Because I'm not really into their story right now because
well, I am, because I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of Jamie Hayter. Like, that's why I am into the story.
Mm-hmm.
I see what your point about it being too long and it seems really drawn out at this point, but I just think that Jamie Hayter is just such a talent that I'm feeling like this story is at a point now where they're gonna have to turn her against Britt. It's just gonna, or vice versa. Britt turns on Jamie Hayter definitively.
Want to give Sheeta a victory, make it Tuesday on Dynamite for the title.
Oh, it won't happen. It won't happen. We already know it won't happen.
Caker's bacon. I'm loving it. Love the cake.
Hey, Jamie, she's on a roll right now. Fans love her. I'm all about just having her featured on television as much as possible. See how
long that lasts.
Week in and week out. I think that's great. I mean, Britt Baker obviously is going to be there week in and week out. We're getting consistent showings for the women. I mean, look, you got Toni Storm in this matchup too. I know you're saying that she was kind of just like there, she got lost in the shuffle. But I do feel like the consistency of Toni Storm being on television week in and week out is kind of different from Thunder Rosa. You know, the Thunder Rosa situation, she wasn't even on television. She wasn't even represented.
That's a fair point. That's
mind-blowing,
Yes.
Even Sheeta during that long historic title reign sometimes was never there. Sometimes she was in the crowd. It's like, wait, what? That's your champion. Yeah. That's your champion right there.
Yeah, no video explaining.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Put her in the ring. Like, what is going on? So, I feel like there are things happening. I still want a second match, but these tag matches, we are getting more women featured. It's kind of a cop-out a little bit to have it be that way, but
that's why I can't co-sign. Like, I feel making like I know points, but in the end, I ain't signing that.
For me, I'm gonna just try to. I just want because I know I just see how talented these women are, and I feel like it's terrible that they don't get more. So if the for right now, if the way to get more women on television is not through 2 singles matches, but tag team or 6-woman tag or whatever, for now, I just hope they kill it every time. I just hope they kill it every time so that it takes away another excuse, for Tony Khan.
But they have another story they can add, which I'll admit this, I'm invested in this other story for the women's, which is Nyla Rose and Jade Cargill. Like, Jade Cargill finally has a title. I mean, not a title, a story. It's not just about, the next challenge. She's a part of a story. Yeah, it's kind of ludicrous, but it's fun. It's entertaining. Nyla stole that shit, walking around the self-proclaimed champion and having title matches with it. I guess title matches with it. Love it. But I'm like, this is perfect. How come this story couldn't be added to Dynamite then? Yeah, that's for Rampage. That's for Rampage. Yeah. And it caught me on a lucky ass day because I usually don't watch Rampage, and it caught me. But I'm invested in that story though for the ladies, for Nyla Rose and Jade Cargill. Like, I might be following it. If it's on Rampage, I'll probably see what's going on because that story is entertaining as hell to me. It don't make a lick of sense, but I'll rock with it. I like goofy shit in my wrestling, man.
Yeah. I mean, I like that story too. I'm with it. What's up, Tim?
What up, Tim? Tim?
That story is fun and engaging, and it could be. I feel like they've decided that the TBS Championship is a Rampage Championship. Like they've just decided that. So that's why we don't see that featured, which is weird. Especially, Dynamite is still their A show, and wouldn't you want Jade Cargill to be on your A show? Like, I get that you're trying to make Rampage her show, kind of like, The Rock had SmackDown, but this ain't SmackDown. This ain't that era. This show is not on that level. This is more of like a Sunday Night Heat than it is a SmackDown.
Velocity.
Yeah, it's like in that category, right? Main event, like, it's just on television, but it's just not on that level. So
got some extra matches. Here you go.
Yeah, if you let's just go with that you have the TBS and AEW Women's Championships represented on every Dynamite. Like, just make it happen. Just that would be the simple.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the simple way to do it, to get 2 matches on the show. Is just feature both champs. That's it.
Here's what I don't get. They had 2 women's matches on TV in 2 hours on Friday night with Rampage and Battle for the Belts, but they can't do it on Dynamite. Yeah, I didn't watch Battle for the Belts though, or Rampage.
Yeah. So okay, and that's a great point from Dom there. Like, to have the 2 on Rampage, and then just doing they can't do it for Dynamite. Like, I mean, first of all, I guess kudos for having 2 women's matches on Rampage. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and give them props for that, because that's what we're asking for, to give us at least 2. So in an hour show, or it said 2-hour show for that one, to give us 2 there, that's fine. But, for me, it's like, again, Dynamite is their A show. So, it's like saying on Dark, they had 4 women's matches. Like, that's not the same thing, to have it on Dark or all their other Elevation or whatever it is on YouTube. Like, it's Dynamite. Dynamite is their main show. Have 2 matches, feature both champions. Keep it simple. That's it. So
that is it. Yeah, only logical answer, TK. Oh, you talking about what he meant for this comment? I think they were booked. I think they were booked as two different shows, so the network execs allowed it.
They allowed that one.
I'm still gonna stick with it's Tony, and he has shown me he doesn't care about women's wrestling. That's the point I'm gonna stand on.
Yeah,
you know, y'all can stick with the execs,
like
but I'm gonna go with the what I have heard from his mouth and with the presentation that I see, and that's what it is with me, man.
More interviewers need to ask him about that because I'm curious about it. I feel like you
hear about that interview you had with Ariel Helwani? And Ariel was like, that was one of the most frustrating interviews I had. I put a little more emphasis on the frustrated, but he was more monotone with it though. He was like, it was just one of the most frustrating interviews he had. He just would not answer questions. I was like, ooh, yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, and Ariel doesn't pull back either. Like he's really good at trying to be very direct with his questions, and sometimes it's uncomfortable. When you see him ask the questions, like, oh shit, Ariel, I don't know, man. Should I ask that question right there? But I love it too because I'm watching. I'm like MJF in the balcony trying to eat popcorn while I'm waiting.
Well, he's a journalist.
Yeah,
that's what you know what I'm saying. He's not a dirt sheet writer. He's a journalist. I can respect that.
Yeah, man. So, and we don't have this as a topic, but real quick too, before we switch gears to WWE, the Daniel Garcia finally choosing the side or allegedly choosing the side. What do you think about that?
So, I'm actually cool with it. Because
that's a lot of flip flopping too now.
That is, and I can admit that too. But I guess the way it works, because the way they're telling their story is a little bit more fleshed out. So, and then you can see they already presented on the table. Daniel Garcia is kind of wavering back and forth. So it makes a lot of sense. And in the end, he chose the sports entertainers. All right, sports entertainers. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Golly.
Plus they acknowledge their tribal chief in their own special way. So I can never hate on that.
Oh man. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a little bit of flip-flopping. I was a little bit like, okay, I get it. I mean, you kind of could feel it coming, with just the way that the story was being told, that it just seemed Dan Garcia was never really buying into switching. I mean, it makes sense for Daniel Garcia to be with the Blackpool Combat Club because of his style. Yes. But it just kind of felt like
not a professional wrestler.
That the way that they pulled him in to the Jericho Appreciation Society, and he's calling himself the best, the most technical sports entertainer, or whatever, however they word that whole phrase.
Sports entertainer, yes.
Yeah. That, they still were using that in like other promos and video packages, like that line. And I feel like that's something that he wants to have as a part of his moniker, his thing, like going forward, his character. That's how he wants his character to be identified. Yeah. So I feel like the writing was on the wall for him to never actually turn on them. But I don't know. I kind of was like, okay, it's a lot of back and forth ping ponging. So I'm going to be watching this, because even when they had the hug at the end, it still felt like, is Dan Garcia really hugging them back? Because they're hugging him, but then he had the one arm, and it was just like,
that's true.
Is he really buying in this time, or what's going on? So, or is he just going to be on his own? Is he going to be his own guy?
I'm gonna lean heavy on the sports entertainer side. Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
So he's gonna wear the Kango hat this time.
Yeah, he's gonna rock the Kango hat. He's gonna come back to the Danny Garcia, rocking with the sports entertainers. Yeah. I wish, Ring of Honor, they need with their peer championship and their heavyweight main title, they need to make it look different, because from a distance, they look like tag team titles. They look like a tag team, Garcia and Chris Jericho. So I would say, little advice, maybe change it up, maybe a different color belt, make it look different. It just looks very similar the two titles, the pure and the heavyweight champion.
That's fair. That's fair. It doesn't bother me as much, but that's a fair point. That's definitely a fair point.
Yo, what up, Chris? What up, Chris? One of the Facebook admins in the building.
Nice. Now let's switch gears. Let's watch Devin's expressions change and rise with the changing of brands as we go over to the WWE side.
Yeah.
To the side.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Energy is back.
Oh, man. So let's get into it right here, right now, starting off with the Brawling Brutes.
Terrible name.
I said that. The Brawling Brutes.
Terrible name. Terrible name. Which was
versus Imperium. Yeah, that's a great name. Imperium's a great
name. I would not disagree with that, sir.
That's a great name.
It is the side.
So this matchup here, I mean, when the Brawling Brutes say they put on banger after banger after banger after banger, they ain't lying. They ain't lying. These dudes right here, man, they definitely do, and so does Imperium. The two teams colliding, both hard-hitting teams that don't hold back. They did a great job in this matchup, just being just tough and making this matchup, the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, feel rough, and it was crazy. So in the beginning, you had Imperium basically dominating this matchup.
Yeah.
Like they were just putting the boots to the Brawling Brutes. Like I was watching.
Hold Sheamus.
Yeah, and that was another thing too.
I was like,
the ring general was basically he was an actual general, like organizing his troops, saying, you get him, hold him up here, grab him, grab that, throw that on him, throw him over there, like here, hold him so I can chop him. And he was chopping the shit out of these dudes, man. I'm like,
I think Sheamus was bleeding too.
It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to watch.
Yes.
Like at times I was like, this is a serious beatdown. And this was the first time where I feel like Imperium and specifically Gunther felt cocky. They felt a little bit cocky in the middle of this match because instead of going for a pin, they had everybody down. Everybody was basically dead. And instead of going for a pin, they took that time to pose. And when they posed, I was like, oh, that's a mistake. Like you guys are just kind of like, enjoying your victory before you've cashed it in. So, and then slowly but surely, you see the Brawling Brutes wake up, especially Sheamus started off. He came from the ashes, rose up like the Phoenix, took out, the Imperium guys before it got to Gunther. And then Gunther's in the ring, one-on-one, come on. And then, they're going at it, but like you had Sheamus he kind of just said, enough, this is enough. Yeah. Like, you are not doing this to me again. You screwed me for the Intercontinental Championship matchup, the night before, basically.
Yes, which I loved it by Gunther.
Right.
Great heel win.
And now you're trying to embarrass us here at Extreme Rules? Hell no. And you saw the fire from Butch, and Rich Holland, they showed up, and it was great to see them come back and do this whole thing. I mean, you had picked the Brawling Brutes. I picked Imperium. In the beginning, I was feeling real good about my pick, but it also felt like you can't do the Brawling Brutes like this, man. They're just getting dominated. But then the Brawling Brutes came back in. I was like, oh man, this is I don't know. Like this could go either way. Yeah. But they ended up pulling it out. I forget who was it that took the pin. I think it was Giovanni.
Giovanni.
He was like,
he told his boys, oh shit.
He's just like, Sheamus is like, you're
fucking.
He's like, you are gonna die. Giovanni's like, no, please, sir, please no,
not that. Man,
right. He just had no choice. So he took the bro kick. 1, 2, 3. Brawling Brutes are your victors, putting on another banger.
Banger after banger after banger. Shout out to TK, by the way. We had dubbed him on the watch along. So let me shout out the boys. We had a watch along for Extreme Rules, very fun on Tim Key's channel, Floor Slapper Sports. You know, we had dubbed it the banger of podcasting. Yes, it is decided. I had a ball. Don was there. Circle of Debate. Ivan was there, and we had a great time. You know, we had dubbed ourselves the bloodline of podcasting. Now it is decided for our watch alongs. So future watch alongs, you know, that will be coming real maybe sooner or later. Never know. But man, shout out to them, man. You know, TK, appreciate the hospitality, man. Love it, bro.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
the Brawling Brutes
matchup
versus Imperium, banger. Oh my God, very violent. I felt like I was watching a bar fight. That's exactly how I felt like. I'm like, this is a bar fight. This is what happens when you see, if you're in a bar, you see two dudes, I'm just gonna drink my beer and see how this ends. This is good. See the leaders instructing their boys, hold them, pin them.
Right.
Oh man, and I love the finish from Giovanni, man. As what was it? Ridge Holland and Butch, they holding him. He just looking to the right, looking to the left, he's trying to get out. Oh, I'm like, oh shit.
You fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I see what I'm saying. I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
I was like, oh yeah, he fucked up. 1, 2, 3, the pin. And I felt real confident going in, especially when he got screwed out of the AAC Championship from a great heel win for Gunther. So I even felt even more confident. I'm like, yeah, this is an easy dub for me right here. Hafeez lost. He should have went with Imperium. I mean, not Imperium, the Brawling Brutes.
Should have went with Imperium. Imperium should have won. But no, it was a good matchup. I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, you know, it was a great start. Great start for Extreme Rules, getting the energy off right. And then we went to the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Extreme Rules match between Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan. Yeah, this one here, you know, was they went at it. They definitely went at it. You know, that baseball bat came into play early. It was, you know, used in very sometimes stiff ways. Sometimes it didn't look as stiff. It looked like they didn't know how to really sell the use of the bat at times. And sometimes just it seemed like Ronda Rousey was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you, and you know, we're just gonna do this. So you know, deal with the
consequences later.
Yeah. So you know, it was rough at times, and the end spot was kind of interesting a little bit too. You had Liv Morgan get Ronda Rousey on the table. She did the senton off the top through the table. She tried to get the pin. Ronda kicked out, but then also flipped it into basically a triangle, which took a while to get applied. And I'm not sure if they meant to have a struggle there or if Ronda was just struggling to put on the hold. But basically just, you know, they went into the submission after a little bit of struggle, a little bit of back and forth. In the end, Liv Morgan did not tap out. Liv Morgan did not, you know, submit. She basically, I guess, passed out, but she passed out smiling, i.e., what happened with Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler back in TakeOver NXT. You know, you got Shayna Baszler have Nikki in the curfew clutch. Crowd is screaming, no, don't tap, don't tap. And then Nikki starts smiling, and I'm there with the crowd, and all of us were like, oh no, like she's enjoying herself. She's actually okay with this. So I think they tried to get a little bit of that feeling in that moment. I don't think it really hit the same way as that one did. But, you know, I feel like maybe that's the beginning of a different turn to her character. Mm-hmm. They can use that to add a little bit more to Liv Morgan and to develop her a little bit more. And we see on SmackDown.
Right. I'm about to say, seems like they're going that right. Yeah.
Right. With Liv showing more of an extreme nature, you know, going right at, what was it, Sonya Deville. Beating she was dog shit out of her. She was talking shit, and then
she took care of her on the table.
Teach your man how to squabble.
Right, talking about she doesn't have it. What? I don't have it.
On site, no words needed.
Right. Climbing structures and jumping through tables and just Liv gives 0 F's right now. So you know, I like
my name.
I like that. I want to see more of that, and I think that can carry Liv to a nice place, a nice new edge to her character, if you will. So, what about you, man? What do you think about this matchup?
This match was actually cool, man. I enjoyed the whole card, but even the ladies too. Like if I was to rank it, I'll say maybe second to weakest or the weakest, but out of an amazing card, and that's that just shows how strong the card was. Right. And they had little missteps, but I understood the story. I liked the finish. I like how Ronda was choking her out with the table, and I'm like, that's cool. And you seen just Liv just slowly fading away, but with a smile. And I instantly thought of Nikki in NXT. Instantly, while I saw it, I was like, this is sweet. Like she knew that. Hey, you didn't make me quit. Right. Yeah, I'm about to go sleepies. I still got this. I still got this. You know what I'm saying? So I liked it. And then the follow-up was very hard, was very tough. Like, dude, don't talk shit about me or it's on. You're going to get this work. You're going to get site. Extreme work now. I'm living dangerous. This tables.
Yeah, man. It was good. It was good to see from Liv Morgan. Nice bounce back after the loss. So, we'll see where she goes from here. The next match up we had was the strap match between TikTok, Karrion Kross with Scarlett. Yep, he's back versus Drew McIntyre. So you take this one, man. Tell us what your experience was watching this matchup and what you thought.
So if you've been listening to this podcast or watching us on the YouTube and the video world, social media world, then you know that I do not give a fuck about strap matches. All right. To me, they're boring, any type of version of it. But I would say maybe AEW. I was cool with the dog collar match. That was a little bit different. I enjoyed that. And then even with this match, this was cool because I believe they kept it to the strap. And that's what I liked. It felt different, so it stood out. It didn't look like it was just a street fight or something like that. So it was all about the strap. They used the strap to their advantage. They both did. I like Scarlett instructed her man harder, yeah, hard, get it harder. I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then the finish was perfect, man. So even because Karrion's gonna win by any means necessary, and you got an amazing woman, amazing wife, that's gonna support her, man. Got the pepper spray right in the face. Oh, he sprayed the pimp, sprayed the player. And he was down, and he choked him. No, he didn't choke him. He hit him with the back of the neck.
They call the boss something. I forget the name of the finisher, but it's got a new move now. Yeah, but basically it's that forearm to the back of the neck. It's like a boss blow or something like that. Boss punch is what they're calling it. Michael Cole, I think, tried to coin it the boss something.
I wonder what I'm trying to remember the name. Maybe I'll find it. Let us know in the chat about that finisher for
Keep going,
Karrion Kross. Pretty sure you can help. Yeah, man. But the strap match for what it was awesome. I enjoyed it. The storytelling between Drew and Karrion Kross, and what it worked for Drew, he didn't lose any momentum. And the follow-up, oh my God. The follow-up on Saturday, on last night's show for Friday Night SmackDown, the first thing you see is a car crash. You see Karrion Kross looking just disoriented. He was like, and you just see Drew and the distance getting closer and closer, just chugging. Putting the boots, putting the fists. I'm like, damn, bro, it's like that? Even after a car crash, you don't give a fuck? Man, let the man recover. He was like, yeah, fuck that, bro. So I had questions too, like, did he cause the crash? Because he just didn't. Maybe he did. It's like, oh, there you go. Bam. All right, it's on site. So even the follow-up too, man, I loved it, man. Drew is looking more of a badass in this story too, so that's what I can appreciate.
Yeah, I enjoyed the matchup a lot.
Appreciate it, Cal. The cross hammer.
Okay. I thought I heard boss, but okay, it was Kross. That makes more sense. Yeah. Cool. The matchup was cool. I heard some people saying that they didn't really like the strap match. It was one of their least favorite matches, but I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like strap matches. It's kind of a weird match to try to have, but I feel like they did a good job with it. It was always brutal to me to see like anybody get, whipped in the back with the strap. I'm like, damn, I don't want to get hit with that.
That shit was deafening in that stadium. Like you heard it. Like what?
Yeah, exactly. So, for me, it's like, yeah, that's it was a good matchup. It felt like it fit their storyline as far as like Drew not being able to get his hands on Karrion Kross. And so now he has him strapped to him, so there's nowhere to go. Although Karrion Kross in the beginning of the match is going to refuse to put the strap on at first, and then he basically just beat the hell out of him before they could ring the bell, beat him outside of the ring. And then finally when Drew could get the upper hand, he made him, attach it to him. So yeah, it was basically a brutal matchup too, which is, I mean, we're going to say that a lot in this card where, there was a lot of brutality that happened in Extreme Rules, which again, it was nice to see Extreme Rules go extreme.
Yes.
And I think, another criticism is that it made the fact that Scarlett used the pepper spray on Drew kind of made Karrion Kross look weak is another criticism that I've heard. I can see where that's coming from as far as, Drew did not, or Karrion Kross basically didn't get a strong win, and it's his first real matchup, first real pay-per-view, first real big moment, in WWE past NXT. And so, is this how you're going to start him off? By the way he's able to win a matchup is to have, his wife pepper spray somebody. Like, it's just kind of a funny thing to say and to think about. I'm a fan of Karrion Kross, so I feel like because of everything that I've seen him do in NXT, I don't think that, if this was my first time seeing him, then I could understand. I feel like he does come off as kind of he talks a big game, but he doesn't finish the deal. If this was the first time I saw him.
But you showed in the presentation that ever since Karrion Kross debuted on the main roster on SmackDown, they've showed Scarlett likes to get involved. So it's not like it's a.
I guess we get that. I get that. That Scarlett gets involved, but again, if this is the first time you're seeing Karrion Kross and you're trying to, if the goal is to have Karrion Kross look like someone who can stand up to Drew McIntyre and to some of the other big names in WWE, and this is the first time you're seeing him, you're thinking, oh, he's gonna play the cowardly heel character in a way, and he doesn't look like that. He's built like a guy who could beat anybody's ass. So his first real victory coming this way, I could see where it's like, oh man, I wish he could have like dominated somebody or just like gotten a punishing win. Maybe there's a distraction, but not necessarily the pepper spray. Where I think the pepper spray kind of, it's like super cheap, like have Karrion Kross like just beat this man's brains in with a chair or something, like, put him through tables, light something on fire, like be sadistic. Just, I mean, it just feels
the yoga fire like Scarlett did to Keith Lee.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want powers, like that, gets real hokey, but I'm not against the idea of him getting a stronger win against Drew McIntyre versus the pepper spray. When it happened, I was happy to see Karrion Kross win. All right. Like I wanted Karrion Kross to get a victory because I feel like he needed it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like this isn't the strongest victory for Karrion Kross over Drew McIntyre. It would have been nice for it to feel more like he's on his level and he is able to beat Drew McIntyre almost straight up. Like, again, I feel like this version
but they don't need to do that right away, because then if he does that, it might be a lot of people or like people like myself who might lose interest in the story because he already beat Drew straight up, and then that will hurt Drew as well in the process of having this built momentum, and then it gets snuffed because of Karrion Kross beat you straight up. I think it was a smart play of just his character alone. It comes off intimidating, so even he uses his wife, I don't get the cowardly characteristic because he's never shown that.
Yeah, so but he didn't get the job done, though.
It's a strap match. It's Extreme Rules. This is everything on the table. It left more
stronger, though. Does Drew or Karrion Kross look stronger in the match?
In this match?
Yeah.
I think they both came out the same. Like I don't feel anything like Drew.
I think Drew looked more badass
stronger.
than Karrion Kross. I think he did. I think he did because even look how I started. Like Karrion Kross, he refused to put it on, and then you had Drew make him put it on, and then Drew basically was beating the hell out of Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross got a couple moves in, but Drew's were way more memorable. And then you have at the end, he's about to hit the Claymore. And there were multiple times where you had Scarlett stop Drew from doing a move, executing a move. And then, Karrion would take advantage every time. Like it seemed like the only time Karrion Kross really got an advantage in this match is when Scarlett would get involved. Whereas if I'm thinking back to NXT, the way he was presented there, it was more like he's a monster, right? Like he's unstoppable. And it wasn't that Scarlett was getting involved in all of his matches. It was more like her presence there was eerie. Like she was just kind of like this presence there that's like, okay, what is she to him? Like, what is there something more going on with their relationship as far as like her fueling him, But he was able to get the job done. I mean, think about the way he intimidated like Santos Escobar. Like that Karrion Kross just feels a little bit more like, a beast, a monster. This Karrion Kross right now, it's fine. I'm not going to say like it's terrible, it's awful, whatever. But I guess what I'm saying is I was a fan of Karrion Kross in NXT. Yeah. And I do feel like, I want him to be booked strong. I want him to be able to be a guy who you could see as like, a top guy in WWE. And I think that this is a slower start for him as far as getting over in that way. I don't think fans are going to jump on the Karrion Kross bandwagon and think he's just, this great guy to watch off of this victory.
If it was any wrestler, like anybody else besides Drew, then I'll rock with that. But since it's Drew, you got to protect Drew because he didn't take a straight up loss against the
but I think you're protecting Drew in the fact that it's an Extreme Rules type of matchup. It's not like he's getting a pinfall in a normal matchup. What's happening is you have the ability to use weapons. You have the ability to use the strap, and he could have found a way to beat him in the context of that type of match. If you could still say, hey, in a one-on-one straight up wrestling match, we still don't know who would win. But in this Extreme Rules where he could have used anything, like Karrion Kross could have been the guy to say, I'm going to use whatever tools here to find a way to beat Drew McIntyre. Just to like the way he came out, the way he was messing with Drew on the way to going against Roman Reigns, it was like, this guy's supposed to be a threat. Now it seems like he's a threat because of Scarlett, not because of him. And that's where I'm like, I'm okay with that, but I want him to be the threat, not just, his wife interferes and that's why he's a threat. I want him to be a real badass. And it's missing. That part right now is missing for me. So that's just where I'm at. I'm not saying it was a terrible match or it was a terrible ending.
I get it. I
guess I'm just saying that I want it to be stronger because I'm rooting for Karrion. And I feel like I wanted more momentum for him coming out of this match, and I feel like I didn't get it. And then to follow it up with what happened on SmackDown, like it was cool as far as a chaotic start to SmackDown and seeing Drew just go at Karrion Kross. But again, it seems like Drew is the one showing up like he's the badass, he's the beast, he's the problem. And Karrion Kross just laid out. Oh God! I'm just like,
he's in a car crash. What do you expect? Come on, man!
Get up, man! Like I just want him
like
to
you.
Be,
Right,
like,
get up.
Like just. I don't know. I don't want that visual. Not right now. I need him to get built up more before we show visuals.
It's almost if Drew was coming off as a heel when he saw when he in that to start the SmackDown, like what type of face does that? I'm gonna attack you as soon as you get out of a car crash.
But the best version of Drew McIntyre is this, though.
Yes.
So
psychopath.
I am not going back and saying he shouldn't do this because he's baby. No,
that's true.
This is a great blend where the Scottish psychopath is kind of seeping through, and maybe this is a rebranding of Drew. Maybe that's what's happening. That Drew McIntyre is being put in this light where he has the Scottish psychopath coming out across, which I mean, Karrion has to match this. I'm sorry. Now Karrion needs to go and get his receipt. You can't take that from Drew McIntyre and there's no receipt. if Drew just keeps beating the hell out of you week in and week out, there's a problem. Like now, Karrion's starting to look.
No. He got to come back hard. He can't
yes.
No, bro. You ain't about to just sneak diss me as soon as I get out of a car crash.
Right.
Like, what type of shit is that? As soon as I hit it, I hit a tree or I hit a car or something, I'm coming like, and then like, what? Whoa, what the fuck?
No. This is on site. Now this is on site. That's what it is. Come on, man. I need Karrion to bring it. I need to bring it. I don't want a fireball from Scarlett. No. You got to go and handle your business.
Yoga fire.
Handle your business, Karrion. Oh man, we spent a lot of time on that one.
We did.
Let's move on. We've got another banger of a match here. WWE Raw Women's Championship matchup. And honestly, this might actually maybe have been
it would have. But I got
right
there.
It was like, yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going
Bianca versus Bayley. Yes, the EST of WWE defending her Raw Women's Championship against Bayley. And yeah, man, you talk about it. What was your experience here?
This match, at the time, it was match of the night. I'll say that. For me, at the time, it was match of the night because this I love the story that was built in. I love the story they told with the ladders. Bayley, I think we both picked Bayley, right? Going into this match, we both picked Bayley. And you know what's crazy? That even though Bianca retained, I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel like, I like the time when when Becky and Sasha went at it in Hell in a Cell, and we thought at the time, like, all right, Becky, her momentum is slowing down. She needs to, transfer her power to Sasha. Let's do that. And end up sticking and end up slowly losing more momentum. Here, Bianca hit another level, bro. She was on point. I love the feats of strength when damage control got involved, and she was hosting them up. She was like, alley-oop.
Yeah.
Double KOD. All right. And then the amazing finish to Bayley. Like Bayley's trying to grab the ladder to get out of top of Bianca. And then Bianca just KOD her with the ladder again, but different, which is superb storytelling, man.
Yeah.
Superb. Yeah. Loved it. Like, shout out to Bayley to elevate, Bianca again in this amazing ladder match. Like, for real. I didn't think there was another level for Bianca, and she broke that level, bro. It was like,
and I won't watch this anymore.
All my Dragon Ball Z heads out there, yeah. Super Saiyan 2 broke another level. Like, no, I got some more in me. Oh, just bossed up, and I love that, man. Stupendous match. Stupendous.
Oh, no. Stupendous.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Bring that word back. Stupendous.
Yeah, this matchup, Bianca, like you said, she reached a new level with this. I thought it was a great showing for her. For Bayley, both of them, they did their thing. I felt like the show started off with the banger with the Brawling Brutes and Imperium. For me, it kind of slowed down a little bit with Liv and Ronda, but it was still a great match. Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre, it was a good match, but it still didn't reach that like height. And then we got to this match, what I felt like kind of just went to another level. Like these two showed that they are just two of the best entertainers right now in wrestling, period. Just the way that they put on this ladder match, like, they just put on a classic ladder match in front of our eyes, and I don't think I was expecting to feel that way necessarily about it as far as like being an instant classic type of matchup. I thought, okay, it'd be a good match, but the fact that, they broke my expectation as far as I thought Bayley for sure was going to win this match, and Bianca overcame all odds. Damage control comes down. I thought someone may be coming down to help her. They didn't, and she still was able to take care of herself and retain amongst all that. Like,
I agree, Kyle. Yeah, it should have. It had the energy of main eventing. It should.
It could have been. It definitely could have been. Yeah, this definitely could have been a main event type matchup for sure. Especially the way it ended. You know, that KOD to Bayley was insane. I even think that Bayley may have taken an actual shot to the mouth. You know, from the ladder, the way she hit, like it looked like she had caught it. So definitely a crazy matchup, a crazy ending for that matchup. And yeah, Bianca is still champion. So I do think that, you know, seeing how they're following this all up, that it's not over between Bayley and Bianca. So we may see a rematch, you know, pretty soon. Maybe War Games, we see another matchup there, you know, but we're talking about the War Games matchup between Damage Control and maybe a Team Bianca. So there's a lot up in the air for that. But I definitely don't feel like it's over between these two. But for this matchup on its own, yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite matches. I'm gonna have to really think about it because we got another one coming up here, which was on another level too, and I was real happy about this. I was real happy about this one. But yeah, Bayley and Bianca definitely just awesome matchup. So let's get into that other matchup, the I Quit matchup between, oh my God, my dude,
Finn Balor don't quit. Finn Balor don't quit.
The Prince himself, Finn Balor, the greatest NXT champion of all time. Yes,
hey.
The greatest
of
all time. Put some respect on the Prince's name.
No.
Yes. Versus Edge, who, hey, we talked about it. Like, Edge is kind of, I don't know, he feels like a hypocrite in this whole thing. You know, he created Judgment Day. They're following what he did, and he's pissed about it. Like, bro, this is your fault. This is all your fault. Everything that happens now is on you.
Which is so beautiful in this storytelling. This is all on him.
I'm mad at myself for not seeing, because as I'm watching this all unfold, I'm like, what if they pull that personal card that they pulled later on in the matchup?
Yes.
If they pull that, that is an opening for Rhea to do what she did. But we'll get into that. So, you know, this matchup, Edge gets the early advantage, you know, but Finn is holding his own, you know, and I loved how they went into the crowd and they just were beating each other down and the crowd up and down. Like, people are just like losing their minds, like feeling the energy of the matchup, you know, and it was just such a hype moment to see these two guys going against each other. I think for the first time ever. You know, I think this is the first time that Finn and Edge actually matched up.
Yep.
So that was really cool. And Finn looked like he belonged there. You know, he looked like he is on that level. Like, I really felt like when Damian Priest went against him, I'm like, okay, this is the teacher versus the student. Like, it definitely had that kind of dynamic to it. But with Finn, it's like, man,
I'm different.
He is that dude, you know? And talk about the entrance a little bit too. You know, the way Finn came out. Which I know you weren't a fan of the entrance before, but you got to be a fan of the way he did.
I ain't got shit to say about it now, brother.
Okay,
I ain't got shit to say about it now,
dude,
bro.
Came out
I will recant that statement about hating on the Finn Balor entrance. No, dude. I recant that statement.
I loved it. The whole presentation, the music, the wings, the mask. And they had the spikes on the mask, and he's just walking down. He looked crazy. He looked like
that swagger, bro.
I mean, they fucking love me.
Exactly. Finn is on another level right now. Everything he's doing with Judgment Day is just right now, chef's kiss. It's great.
Yes.
So he has that energy. You know, Edge does his thing, but for me, this was all about Finn. I'm watching it like, I know the typical way to book this would be to have Edge get the victory here, but damn it, I want Finn. I want Finn to win this match somehow, some way.
You pick Edge, though,
I picked Edge, but I told you, I said I want Finn to win. I want him to win. I don't care about the prediction. My heart says I want him to win, but I feel like they're gonna give it to Edge. Yeah, I should have listened to my heart, but I just thought about it's Edge, you know, in an I Quit match. How are they gonna do it? Well, they showed us.
Cooking. That shit fire.
Edge gets Finn in a cross face, and then you have the rest of the Judgment Day showing up, jumping Edge. You know, Edge, the numbers game is getting to him. Then you have Edge's wife, Beth Phoenix, come in to lend support to Edge. He was handcuffed to the ropes at this point too, Beth Phoenix is cleaning house. She gets the key from Rhea Ripley, uncuffs Edge. Edge hits spear after spear after spear after spear on Finn. It looks like Finn is done. But then you had what had happened? Who had hit? How did it flip?
It was Rhea Ripley. He
hit.
Yeah, because you see the ref. He got the mic up to Finn. He's like, Rhea Ripley, Beth Phoenix. Wow.
Right.
And then it was like, wow. And I'm like, oh, okay, just a punch. And then they zoom in.
Brass
knuckles. I was like, oh.
And Edge's face is like, what? And right then and there, it's like,
cold.
you know where this is going. You know where this is going. I'm rooting for it the whole time. I'm like, you know what to do. You got to go grab her and make this dude. It's basically the Jimmy J. Uso with Roman Reigns thing.
Yeah.
Like, wait, okay. Well, let me bring somebody you love and go ahead and use that against you.
Loved ones.
And so, sure enough, first you had Finn hit the coup de grace, like 3 coup de grace.
3 times, bro.
This dude has broken ribs now at this point. Just internal bleeding.
I'm like, my stomach hurt from that. I'm
right.
Like, oh, shit.
He's done for. And then he still won't quit. He's like, Finn's like, Edge, this is your last chance. This is it. Like, you got one last chance to quit. He's like, go to hell.
Go to hell.
Okay. All right. Rhea Ripley grabs 2 chairs, puts one underneath Beth Phoenix, holding the other one up, and just looking like, oh, no.
He put it together. He was like, oh shit.
Shit.
And Finn was like, we ain't playing games. We ain't
finish my life. He's like, all right. I quit. Finn's like, what you say? Say it again.
Oh, he wanted to put salt on the wound right there.
He's like, you said it again, because they had already rang the bell, but
yup. He wanted
to say it again.
Like, what'd you say?
I quit.
All down this time. He's like, I quit.
Yep. Rhea Ripley looks at him. She's smiling. She goes close to him. She says, you taught us too well. Picks the chair up and concerto. Just, oh my God. It was the most savage thing. One of the most savage things that I've seen in wrestling in this era is that moment right there. For them to have Beth Phoenix down like that and just concerto Beth Phoenix in front of Edge.
Yes.
Edge just melts. He's just like, this is all my fault. Like, what the we didn't even mention how Rey Mysterio was down there. I didn't even bring that up.
Yeah. Dom took care of him. Dom took care of out here, bro. I'm a 619 you on Monday.
I'm gonna take care of you.
You're on my to-do list on Monday, sir. I got you.
Loaded. Dude, man, it was awesome. It was awesome. I was so happy. I marked out. I was loving the fact that Finn Balor, he was saying it too. He was talking his shit. Finn, don't quit. Finn, don't quit. Come at the Prince. You best not miss. Finn, don't quit.
He was talking his shit. He coming back there, swiping the sweat off his face like, Finn Balor, don't quit. Finn Balor, don't quit.
Oh, man.
I was like, say it with your chest, bro.
Dude, I mean, I know they say they don't have a leader for the Judgment Day. They're all like on even keel, but
hey, man, Finn is stepping up, bro.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
He's that dude.
That guy.
He's that dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. So now, in the aftermath of this, we have Edge is out of the picture right now. I'm sure he's gonna come back down the road. He always does. He always comes back. So Edge will be back later on.
Yeah.
But then we had on Raw, they were it was all sorts of madness going on with that. With, again, Rey Mysterio, and his son, and just him just in tears because his son wants to fight him and he don't want to fight him, and Dom slaps him and he's just treating him. He's just, oh my God. Like it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. I got to say, what'd you think about that aftermath with Rey Mysterio and Dom?
I loved it. This is what I wanted. Just give me more. Give me more. Give it to me now. Okay, Papa H, he's giving it to us.
That
and then
kid
some.
has nuclear heat right now,
dude. Dude, he couldn't say a word. He couldn't say a word. Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, egging the crowd on. You be quiet. You be quiet for Dom. That's my family. I was like, yeah. Dude, wrestlers will kill for that type of heat that Dom is getting right now, man. He is getting nuclear atomic heat.
That is great.
He just.
I was watching it like, I'll be damned. I did not think when Dom was, before he turned, up until Edge got involved, I did not think that he could pull off a heel character. I just could not see it. He just seemed like such a nice, like goody two shoes type of kid. And then, you know, the whole thing with Edge started up, and you could see a little bit in there when Rey Mysterio picked Edge and was telling Dom to calm down and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, this is it. This is how you do it.
You fucked up.
And Papa H came through. He said, oh, yeah, no, we're doing this. We're doing this. And now it's just like you said, there are wrestlers who would kill for this kind of heat. The heat that he's getting right now, it's instant. Yo. They see his face. They hate him now. The crowd hates him.
Finn Balor, he talk, no problem. They'll what him. You know what I'm saying? Rhea Ripley, no problem. Damian Priest, no problem. But the minute Dom get on the mic, hey, boo this man. Boo. I'm like, holy shit, bro. Yeah. And I'm loving it. I'm like, bro, he is getting heat that people work up to get to this level of type of heat.
Especially seeing Rey Mysterio's emotion. Like, Rey Mysterio is one of the most underrated when it comes to these emotional stories.
Yes.
Like, even thinking back to like him with with Seth Rollins and some of these other storylines too, you know, where Seth Rollins basically in front of Rey Mysterio just murdered Dom. You know, like he's like, come on, Ray, reach, Ray, reach. And Ray's like, no,
he's right there. He's right there.
Curb stomp.
I was like, damn.
Talk about savage, man. Like,
yes.
So, and Ray just like, again, the emotion when it comes to his family and everything, like you feel it. You feel it like he's really hurting.
Yeah.
You know,
when Seth almost tried to try with Ray's wife, and Ray was like, Seth, take me.
Right.
Take me, because he's handcuffed to the ring rope.
Yeah.
Like, take me, Seth. Take me. And I felt that, man. So you're on point with the emotion, man. He makes it believable. He makes it
so believable. And with a mask on. With a mask on. To get that emotion through, he just doesn't get enough credit for that, man. It is just great. And even on SmackDown, when he's talking to Triple H and he's telling him, you know what? I can't fight myself. I won't do it. I came here to look you in the eye. Man, I tell you, Triple H, I'm done. I quit.
And Papa was like, hey. What? Hey, time out. Flag of the play, sir. Let's talk about this in my office. Come on. Let's talk about this.
Right.
Yeah, he sold that shit. He sold that shit.
No, I'm not hearing that. Nope.
Shut up.
My office.
Right.
My office. You fixing this shit right now.
Immediately.
Woo. Yeah, man, he sure did. He went from quitting the company to getting a number one contenders matchup for the Intercontinental Championship. And then, now he's the number one contender to Gunther.
You left Judgment Day? You tried to avoid Judgment Day? And you're first in line for an ass whipping from Gunther on the chopping block, my guy?
I thought about it. I was like,
no. Number one's got.
He's got to fight Gunther.
Yo, I might be looking like this by the time Gunther's done with Mysterio.
No, she can't.
Oh my God. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, because I'm just imagining those chops. So Rey Mysterio, like, no.
Oh my God.
No. That could get Gunther some nuclear heat too.
Doing
that to Ray?
He will level up. He will level up against Ray. I could bet on that.
Right.
You think Judgment Day, like, you going to SmackDown?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Right. This ain't Ray. No, I'm sorry, man. This ain't better. This is not a better situation. And yeah, I mean, Judgment Day, I will not be surprised if Dom shows his ass up too. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, you think you gonna run from me? I told you. You gonna fight me. You gonna fight me.
I think the end result is Dom versus Mysterio WrestleMania. I think on the bullet point, you know, Papa H, hey, that's the end final chapter. All right, now let's build from there. You know what I'm saying? We already know the end result. Let's build from there, and I am enjoying this. And they're doing a phenomenal job with Dom, because that response he gets, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, nuclear heat like that. If they can get to keep the momentum going all the way to WrestleMania, and then have it be Ray versus Dom there, holy shit!
And it's going to be the size of
fuck him up, man. He's gonna fuck
him up. Yes,
I'm nervous actually about that matchup. The shit that Gunther does just
yeah, man. I felt that. I was like, bro, you got your fake son. You running away from your fake son. You running away.
No, I can't.
I can't fight my son. I can't. I want to look at you like a man.
I'm here to tell you.
I quit. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how hard it hurts, I can't fight my son.
Oh man, yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
Oh yes, wholeheartedly. If you can tell, you probably could tell just from us breaking this down. Yes, it is decided.
Match was the best match of the night. Bianca and Bayley was amazing, and that was close. That was real close. But when I saw Finn beating Edge in an I Quit match, oh thank God, I was so happy. And then the way they did it was just.
He leveled up.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Judgment Day leveled up. Finn Balor leveled up. All of them leveled up. Dom leveled up. The one person that I feel like now feels a little bit lost is Damian Priest. Like I'm a little bit feel like he's just kind of like there. It's not bad. It's not
bad,
great.
but
he's in the background.
I see him.
Yeah,
you know,
he's there.
Yeah,
but you know, he better get his shit together because
like, it might replace you.
Right? Like, you know what? I'm sorry, Damien, but you're the weakest link. Now it's you.
Right? I got a problem with you.
Right?
Oh man, but the storytelling, it was just truly on point. It was crazy that I was so lost in this story, this what was it, the second part of a main course from Papa H, that I went with Finn Balor. I wanted the heels. I'm a heel type of guy because heels have more fun. But I related with Edge. I have a wife, so I feel like I'm a protector. I'm responsible for my wife. And in that moment, you know, you got Rhea, got the chair, got the two chairs. Beth right there, she is just TKO, like knocked out. All right. And you see Edge just putting it all together, like, what the fuck? And Finn is, hey, we ain't playing games. Hey, we ain't playing games, Edge. Yep. We ain't playing now, bro. What you gonna say? He's like, I quit. I was like, yes, bro. I'll protect your wife. Protect. Yes. Yes. I was like, Edge. I was like, say I quit. For the love of God, say I quit, Edge. And then Rio was like, Dom said it in the comments. That was a perfect line. You taught us too well. Wow. And Beth fucking sold it. Let's talk about the selling from Beth from that chair shot. Her body it was like a reflex and went right back limp. Just I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Get help.
Yeah. That looked bad. That looked
Edge sold it wonderful. It was like in that moment when that happened, he didn't care about Judgment Day. It was all about his wife. He didn't even look at Judgment Day from that point, bro. They didn't even look in their presence, in their direction. It was so focused on his wife, man. So yeah, I'm definitely giving it match of the night for me because the storyteller was just chef kiss, man. Compliments to the chef.
Oh, what an amazing matchup. And another one that, you know, if the show would have ended with that, I would have been cool. If the show would have ended with Bianca and Bayley, I would have been cool. But the show ended with Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins in a fight pit match. So with this matchup here, no ropes. They dropped the cage down. The cage had 2 levels. For people seeing it for the first time, you know, it was a great structure to see. They built something that definitely felt special. We've seen it on NXT a couple times. Matt Riddle was in one of those matches. And yeah, man, I mean, I felt like they did a great job with this matchup as well. It wasn't quite to the level of, you know, the I Quit match, the ladder match.
Oh,
like,
no,
I don't think it really met those expectations. But, you know, definitely I felt like they did a great job of just giving us a strong matchup that finished it all off. I do think that there's probably going to be a continuation even after this.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't feel like it's over.
Saudi, baby.
Right.
Saudi.
Exactly. We're probably going to Saudi with this. But yeah, man, I felt like overall it was cool. You know, we had DC as the referee, and twice in the matchup. First, it was Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle pushed DC out the way, and DC said, oh, "Wait, what? What? Oh no, hell no!" And he grabbed Matt Riddle. He's like, "Do not touch me! Don't touch me!" And I'm like, "Okay." And then you see Seth Rollins like, "Yeah, I see you. You on my side. I see you." And DC's like, "No, just focus on him, not me, not him." So then, you know, flip it around, and Seth Rollins is pushing DC out the way. And DC's like, pushes him up against the gate, the fence. He's like, hey, don't touch me. Both y'all need to stop touching me. And Seth is like, whoa, chill out. And then it was funny because there was one point where, because DC kept trying to count people out for a 10 count, and you had Seth, I think he hit a curb stomp, or maybe it was a pedigree, one of the moves at the top, because they had climbed up the top. Yep. And then he's yelling at DC, you count. And DC's like, the rules are you have to be in the ring. Yep. You guys got to get down here. And Seth is like, you idiot. What kind of rep? You idiot. And I'm just laughing like, oh, man. Seth did a good job of just selling just the frustration and just like hating DC at this point in the matchup. Like, you know, he's just foiling all his plans. And yeah, no, I just enjoyed the hell out of that. Then you had Seth kind of slink off the top. He didn't really fall from the top. It was more like he just kind of rolled off and fell down.
Got to protect
Then
yourself.
you had this crazy spot with Matt Riddle doing a senton off the top of this structure, which when he first went for it, I was like, did he slip? Like, it almost seemed like he didn't quite jump off of it. It's like he meant to kind of bend down a little bit and then jump to just be a little bit lower.
He's protecting Seth.
Like, and he's not wearing shoes too. He's trying to protect Seth, and just the way he left off, it looked a little awkward. And so he landed on him, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, that looked bad. Like, both of them probably are dealing with something the next day, you know, after that spot.
Yep.
So, you know, and then you had it was Riddle. I forget the submission he put him in, but he put him in a submission. You had Seth Rollins tap out, and Matt Riddle is your winner.
Tap.
I was cool with it. I mean, the fight pit giving Matt Riddle the win in the fight pit, making it 1-1. It makes sense. It evens it up. And that's his type of match. You got DC from UFC, you know, go ahead and being the referee. Like, it all made sense. For Seth, I don't think it's a bad loss for him, especially with the follow-up that happened the next night. So, or 2 nights later. For Seth, he basically, you know, he already had it in the books to go against Bobby Lashley. Of course, you know, Bobby Lashley goes out there, I'm a fighting champion, I'll fight anybody, And then you hear boom, 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 boom.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing here, Brock Lesnar? What the fuck is going on?
I marked out, bro. I couldn't believe it. And you know what? This is a learning lesson to all the people who get spoiled by the dirt sheets. If you have the mindset of I believe it when I see it, you'll keep that same energy. And it will just feel like, oh man, I'm surprised. I was shocked because the shock factor was there. I couldn't believe it. I saw him out there, but I was like, I believe it when I see it.
I saw nothing. I had no idea. That was the beauty for me. For me, I avoided any type of like online spoiler or anything. I didn't read nothing. I didn't see nothing. And I heard the music and I was like, huh? What? Where did this come from? Like, I was completely in the dark on this, which I enjoyed. I love that experience. So, yeah, it was great to see Brock come back. Yeah. And then
he was like, Bobby Lashley.
Like, what the hell? F5, suplex.
Kimura lock. He fucked him up. He fucked Bobby Lashley up, bro.
Teach a man how to squabble.
Yes. Dude, man, Bobby was done. They went to commercial break. They came back. Then you hear burn it down. And Seth Rollins is like, I don't give a damn about none of this. You are not getting out of this match. Like, Bobby, we're having this match. Yeah. And, you know, Bobby's not even paying attention to him. He's like, I know you hear me. I know you can hear me. Bobby, look at me. Look at me. We're having this match.
Try to egg him on.
You said you're a fighting champion. You said you're a soldier.
As soon as he mentioned that shit, that was like, that was the button. That was the button.
Wait. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to your. He looked around too. It's like Seth thought about it for a second. Like, should I say this? Should I say? Fuck it. I'm saying this. You're a disgrace to your country. And Bobby said, "Oh hell no." He's like, ring the bell. He's on his shoulder. Ring the bell. He's telling the ref, ring it. They ring the bell, and he tries to hit him with a spear. Seth Rollins catches him in a pedigree immediately. I said,
oh shit. I'm like,
we doing what it is. 1-2, he kicks out. Oh my God. And they're going back and forth. Later on in the matchup, Bobby hits him with a spear. I'm like, oh hell no. Is Bobby gonna retain? What the hell? Oh man, it was crazy. And then finally the crowd too was going nuts for this matchup too. They're singing, all throughout. They're ready for Seth to be champion.
Yes.
Then you have Seth. I forget how he ended up. Bobby tried to get the hurt lock, but he just couldn't. That arm was messed up. And then Seth reversed it, hit him with a forearm. Later on, you had Seth hit him with a curb stomp, but he didn't just settle for the one. He loaded up. He's like, come on, I hear you. Come on, like get the crowd into it. He's like, this is happening right now. Hits him with a second curve stomp. 1, 2, 3. I was like, yes. This makes up for Matt Riddle beating him 2 nights before. I was so happy. I'm singing along. Seth Rollins goes to the announce table. He holds the championship up. Yeah. Just celebrating. I'm like, yes, you got the gold.
That was smartly booked. What's going on with Brock and Brothers? Brock and Brothers, like, come on, Brock. Brothers that got titles.
Look, man.
Brock, I swear, man. I got to call it how I see it, man. I'm just saying.
Man.
Big E.
Here's the thing. He didn't beat Bobby for the title. This one, he cost Bobby, and at Elimination Chamber, he won the match where Bobby was champion, but Bobby never actually lost the championship. So I'm a try to find a way out of this. So
you have a receipt coming? That what you're saying?
Well, I think he does. I think Bobby beats Brock in this matchup that they're getting ready to have. I think he's gonna beat his ass.
It does seem like, because he just said Bobby Lashley. Scoop that man up real quick. F5. Fucked him up. Suplex. Kimura lock. I'm like, holy shit. Because before that, I'm like, yeah. What, Papa H? For real? Crown Jewel? United States Championship? Brock and Bob Gale? Yeah, I'm with it. And then. Whoop, whoop. Oh man.
Yes. It was great. Great moment for the premiere of Raw, the follow-up to the Riddle and Seth match. It was awesome. Yeah. Just great overall. On Riddle's side, Riddle had an interesting time on Raw with the bloodline. Yeet.
Hey man.
Yeet.
Watch your mouth, bro.
You can't say that. That's our thing. That's our thing.
If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not
feet.
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Okay.
Come on, Riddle.
Hey, man, you got the dub. You got the dub. Talk about it, man. This the
Oh
bloodline.
man. Oh
This whole
man.
segment, we gotta bring that in before we get to the finale here of post Extreme Rules. So
Hold on. We're gonna do this right. Do this right. Hold on.
You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
Oh man.
The bloodline came out for Monday Night Raw, opened up the show, and they took they sweet ass time getting to the ring.
As is his life. You know, at this point, just death, taxes, and bloodline's gonna take damn forever to get to the ring.
Yes, it is decided. Yes. And Sammy, you see in the background, just with the ones up, just enjoying himself. You know, yeah, you got the tribal chief go through his stick. He basically saying like, hey, you know, acknowledge me, all that. And then he talks about, you know, his father taught him the loudest person in the room is the weakest. I was like, interesting. Where are we going with this? And he was looked over. He was like, Jimmy, you got something to say? I was like,
oh my God.
And then you got, all right, Sami Zayn, honorary Uso. He was like, can I interject for a minute? Can I interject? And he said, I got this. You said it was my problem. I'll take care of it. Tribal Chief's like, all right, well, okay. So okay. Chill over there by the ring ropes. Over there.
I love Paul Heyman too in this whole thing. At first, he's like, what the? Are you crazy?
Sammy! He's like, oh, sorry. You got it. You got it, Tribal Chief. You got it.
You got it right.
Sorry for speaking out.
Ooh, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, man. And then Sammy going through his spiel. He's like, me and the Tribal Chief were talking. We had actually had a pretty good conversation. You know, I felt like we got closer right there. But but you know, we're thinking, you know, like, be cool. We asking you to be more Usi.
The crowd ate that up.
Yes. Usi. You know, be cool. See, look at Jimmy. Look at Jimmy.
That was good.
Shook up with him. Shook up with him. How can you look at the smile on Jimmy? How can you not like Jimmy? How can you not like Jimmy?
Crowd's like, yeah, he's right.
Goes to Solo. Look how cool Solo is. Look how cool Solo is. And then he goes to Jay, and Jay is like, it's like, Roman, you for real? You for real? You gonna do me like that? Tribal Chief was like, don't look at me. I was like, ooh.
Dude.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, but it's changed though. It's like coming from a different source. It's not coming from your mic. Yeah.
There we go.
You back.
Fix it. That's what we do. Live, baby. Shit happens. But I'm enjoying this. You see like this the ruffles and the feathers within the bloodline, and it's crazy. It's surrounded by Jimmy of all people in the bloodline, you know. And
you mean Jay?
Oh yeah, not Jimmy. Jay.
Yeah.
How can you not like?
Which one are you? Roman. He said it.
Oh man. And Jay is just furious with this. He's furious at Sammy, basically because it looked like that's his boss.
Mm-hmm.
That's his boss. And I'm just enjoying the story, man. This is the best story in professional wrestling, man. Mm-hmm. Sami Zayn, he's part of the bloodline, and he leveled up too.
Oh, he's legit part of the bloodline now. I mean,
he's
it was
immersed in that shit.
Not to get too far away from Riddle, we'll bring it back to him and what happened on Raw. But on SmackDown, it was wild seeing Jay and Sammy's dynamic on SmackDown, and I actually loved how that match went down for Sami Zayn, and they were actually working together. Yeah. And then when Jay helped him and he won, Jay got in the ring. He was like, yeah, yeah. And they were like celebrating together, and they were on the same page. I'm like, cool. And then they get to the back, and then Sami Zayn is talking about how he did it. He's like, wait, whoa, I made that happen. He's like, no, I did it all by myself. Wait. I felt like Jay. I was like, oh, hell no.
Bro,
We? We.
Yep. That was it to a T.
Dude, I was like, oh man, they doing Jay wrong, bro.
Jay's gonna lose his mind.
Jay even asked his brother, brother Solo. He's like, Solo, I know you saw it out there. He was like, honestly,
I was watching Sammy, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't see nothing. I was too busy focusing on Sami Zayn. Huh? What is happening?
Shit.
What is happening,
bro? Oh man, that was
wild.
That was wild. I
couldn't believe is in the bloodline. He is an Oos. But yeah, bringing it back. So Sammy, so this is all going on in the ring.
Yes.
You have Matt Riddle come out randomly, and they're all like, "What the hell?" And Matt Riddle just basically tries to sneak in. Hey, I know we made a deal before, but how about you and me, have another match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship? Yeah, yeet. Saying yeet, like mocking them and everything. And Tribal Chief is like, y'all want to see it? How about no? Like, what? Hey, a deal's a deal, man. Get to the back of the line. You done. Then, Riddles keeps trying to egg him on, and Sami Zayn is trying to shut him down. And it all ends up in a match between Riddle and Sami Zayn where
Jay set that up too. You got it. You got it, Sammy.
He's like, oh yeah, Jay set that up. He's like, take care of your business. You got it, right? You got it. He's like, yeah. And then they make the match up, and then Roman tells him, he's like, hey, just know, first of all, they're going to, I don't know where they're going, to a club. They're going to a event. Something.
He's taking Solo with him.
And Jay's like, oh yeah, where we going? Like, no. We ain't going nowhere. No, I'm going. You got to stay here and stick with Sammy. Then Jay is like, Solo, you come with me. Roman's like, no. I'm taking Solo with me. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, and by the way, you better make sure Sammy wins. You better make sure he wins tonight. You get to the match, Riddle, Sammy going back and forth. You got Jay and Jimmy both out there.
Oh,
Jimmy's trying to help.
Yes.
But Jay is like, no. He said he got
this. He got this.
I'm like, what? Jimmy's like, what are we doing? It's like, he got it. And then Riddle gets the victory, beats Sami Zayn, and then you got Jay just thinking, this is great. Yeah. Cut to SmackDown. And then they got Sami Zayn is like, pissed at Jay. You felt like you could have done more. The phone rings. Tribal Chief called. You go ahead, man. Talk about what happened with the Tribal Chief.
So you know what? Shout out to the booking of having the Tribal Chief there without being there.
That
Brilliant.
Was smart.
Yes.
That was good. I like that a lot.
I gotta acknowledge that. Tribal Chief head of the table. Get them ones that everybody in the chat. So the Tribal Chief, he calls his honorary Oos. You know what I'm saying? Let them know how's it going. And then then he instructs Sammy to give the phone to Jimmy. I don't know what's going on, but Jay, he was responding, but no, ain't but nothing. He keeps the phone back.
He's like, I can only imagine Roman must have asked him, who's the Tribal Chief? He's like, you're the Tribal Chief. You're the Tribal Chief.
Acknowledge me. While you're on the phone.
Right now, acknowledge.
Give the phone back to Sammy.
Yeah.
Put Sammy back on.
Laughing. He's like, Jay's like, what's he saying? He's like, it's an
inside joke. You want to get
it. You don't know about it. It's an inside joke. I'm like, are you, what? What is happening?
Wherever they're going with this story, I'm down, man. Because this is different variable ways you can tree branch off It could be Sammy versus Jay. It could be Jay versus Tribal Chief again. It could be Sammy versus Tribal Chief.
Man.
I don't know what's going on, bro.
Wild. I'm loving this. I don't want them to split this group up.
No,
I want Sammy in the bloodline for a long time. Just play this out. Just take your time with this booking. Oh man, this is great. This is great.
I should get storyline credits. Facebook user, acknowledge yourself.
Acknowledge yourself. You want the
we got Johnny.
Oh yeah. He's tired of this. He's like, enough. Tribal Chief, enough of Roman Reigns.
No.
We gotta go to the last segment.
There we go. Man. Get the ones up. Yeah. Acknowledge the Tribal Chief. Yeah.
Riddle and Seth, it was a solid matchup, and the aftermath since then on Raw was great, it was awesome. And, they ended the night with DC and Matt Riddle on the rampway.
Yep.
Riddle cheesing. He just got the victory. Yeah. I beat Seth. Yeah. Got his hand raised. Lights go black. Oh, yeah.
Little logo.
Trademark.
It got
trademark copyright. I was like, I literally said, we're not going to get anything for Bray Wyatt. That's what I said out loud.
And Michael Cole was going through his sign off like we see you Monday or we see you Friday, some shit.
I was like, what? They showed because remember now too, during the Brawling Brutes match, they showed that little video again, the animated video of the rabbit cutting through the X. Yep. And I'm like, okay, it's got to be tonight. It's happening. And then they showed the credits. I said, they're not going to do anything for Bray Wyatt. Like what? There was no clue, no nothing. And then the lights went out, and you hear Michael Cole. Are we still on the air? Are we still live? You got, and everybody knows this is the worst kept secret ever. But we all love it anyway.
Yeah.
They got the lights up. The crowd is loving life, man. It's silence at first. It's just silence, but they got the lights going. They're feeling like, yeah. And then you just hear, he's got the whole world in his hands. 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 And it just keeps playing over and over again. And then you zoom in to one section and you see the pig full grown. You zoom into another section, you see the rabbit full grown. You zoom into another section, you see Sister Abigail standing up. You zoom into another section and you see the motherfucking Fiend just there looking. Man, and the crowd lost
Marked out. I lost it. I was like, ah!
They cut to the Firefly Funhouse. Dead. Cobwebs. No lights. Dark. We're really glad that you're our friends. Like distortion, all this crazy shit. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm scared. I'm watching this nervous. This is a friendship that'll never. Just dead. I'm like, what is happening? Then they had this like video playing, right, with this mask, and he's saying stuff that's distorted, and it's just like,
it's scrambled to
who killed the world? You did. That quote, you did. And it's just scrambled and moving around. It's different mask or whatever. And it's just like the crowd, us at home, everybody is just like, okay, we know what it is, but what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Like we're both confused and we know what's happening, but we don't really. And then there's this door and you can just hear the buildup. And there's this light coming through it. And then they open the door, this bright light. And the crowd is like, ah. And the light goes down. You see this mist, this fog just raise. And then you see that motherfucking lantern come through. And it's like, oh my God, this is actually happening. And he comes through and the crowd loses it. There's no real like any like specific music going on for him. It's just literally like just the atmosphere and just him just being in this moment. And he comes through and he looks at the camera, he looks at the lantern, and he says, "I'm here." And blows out the lantern. Done. And you hear the I think you heard the laughing in the background.
And then
that one. Yeah. And oh my goodness, this whole thing, flawless.
Yes.
Just the way they presented his return with the voiceover, the song, the full size version of the puppets, the just video of the Firefly Funhouse, just everything, and Bray just being there, just showing up and just giving us that little brief thing, that little brief moment, only to follow it up on SmackDown. Holy shit. On SmackDown, you had what it was there a video before he came out, or was it just he came out and then the lights were off? Because they showed the credits and then the lights were out and there was this music, it was like a piano playing, and then it like built up. I don't remember if there was like a video that played before.
Yeah, I don't remember either if it was a video or they just went straight to the door.
Yeah, because I remember the door.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember, that piano playing, and I was like, "This is different music." Okay, like this is nothing like anything he's ever.
Yeah,
it's not a remix of the original theme like the Fiend song was. This seems like it's completely original. And then he comes out, and he's just in a t-shirt, and pants with the lantern, just normal. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. This is different. And his face too, his facial expression is like, it's like a little kid. It's like he's like very emotional, and just like very, just like, I'm here, and like, wow, like in wonder, like, wow. And he was walking down, and he's taking his time with the lantern still. He's still doing his thing, and the crowd has the lights up, they're doing their thing. He gets the ring, there's this blue circle in the ring, and he spins around with the lantern, does that, blows it out, puts it down, picks up the mic, and just starts talking from his heart. Just
very emotional.
Very emotional.
Very emotional.
The crowd saved his life.
Yeah.
How he didn't know he would ever be here before. How much he loves the crowd. How much he loves the people. How hard things have been. The friends he's lost. Brody Lee. There's some other people too. He said he lost a bunch of people in his life.
Yep.
And it's like, but you wouldn't let me go. You wouldn't let me just fade away. You wouldn't let me disappear. And he's saying all this. I'm saying, wow. And I'm getting emotional because I'm listening to him and I'm just like, this feels so real and raw and so like I can imagine he really felt, all of these things he's saying. The way he delivered it, it felt like, oh, damn, like he must have been really struggling, especially with the Brody Lee thing.
Yeah.
Like, because we read the letter. That he wrote, and just, how close they were. So when he brought that up, I was like, ooh, this is real. Like everything he's saying right now, I don't know how they're going to work it, for story purposes, but everything he's saying right now to us is raw and it's real. So I'm watching, I'm listening to him like, damn. And then it cut off. And then that damn mask shows up again. And I was like, what the fuck? This is part of the story? Like, what are we doing?
I got demons. I got demons.
I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be too much, because if Bray is going to be playing this character where he's just himself and he's raw in his emotions, and then there's this other character that he has, this other side that's like, y'all don't know what's coming. Like, I'm like, this is going to be.
We're done. We're out.
Dude, this is going to be tough. Like, this is going to be tough. Emotionally, this is going to be some interesting shit to go with. And yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. What they presented, I appreciated. Bray, and to Johnny's point, I mean, Wyndham Rotunda, coming out and speaking like as a man, he said, this is a character I have not been able to share with you before, and that's true. We've never really seen just, Wyndham, we've never seen the man. We've never seen the person. It's always been a character. So that could be real deep. Like, they got a chance to tell a story in a way that we just have not seen, in a long time in wrestling.
Yeah, this is some Bray Wyatt cooking. I can't even put this on Papa H. He's just overseeing. He's like, I'm not in the kitchen. You if you need me, where I'm at. You got this, bro. He's all the seasoning.
I co-sign. 100%. I co-sign.
Yeah.
Because even he said it in the Ariel Helwani interview.
Yep.
Bray Wyatt is one of the most creative minds ever, and sometimes he needs to be reined in, because it's almost like he's almost too creative. But a lot of times too, it's like just let him go because he's a genius basically when it comes to this stuff. When it comes to being creative like this, I want to see this play out. I want Bray / Wyndham to play this out as far as he wants to take it, because I'm along for the ride. I remember when the Firefly Funhouse first started, and we were like, what the fuck? What is going on? What is this?
Mr.
This is
Rogers.
weird.
Hey!
Right? Like, this is weird. And then we started to get it. We're like, wait a minute. This is some creepy ass shit that he's going to start doing. He's not Mr. Right. Like, there's something else. And then he unveiled the Fiend. It was like, oh, okay. So I think with this, it's more like I really appreciate the fact that he spoke from his heart. And I'm telling you, I felt emotional. I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh man. And the stuff he's saying, I mean, people can relate to it too. Just feeling like you're lost, you've lost your way, things going on in your life, and it hurts, that pain. We can all relate to that. So him speaking that way, it's just like, oh man. And you feel for these guys, the lives they live, and they're living on the road, and just to have that taken away from him and to lose his job and everything and feel the way he felt, it was like, oh man, I feel for you, Wyndham. Like, he got me. So whichever way they go with the story, I'm in. It was beautiful. A plus on this whole thing. His return, both at Extreme Rules and on SmackDown.
Well said, bro. Well said. You broke it down. Perfect. Only thing I would add on that I'm so happy that Bray Wyatt is back in the wrestling world, back under Papa H watch too at that. So he gets to be this omega, creative mind that we get to see like in full fledged. Like, I'm about to show you my powers now, my full-fledged powers now. I just showed you like 10%, some Frieza shit. You know what I'm saying? 10% Goku. All right, man, I'm done fucking around now. All right, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm ready for, man. I can't wait, man. Dude, that crowd went bananas. Like, if you saw our watch along, we was all marking out Tim King, his experience. Like, when we saw that logo, he was like, no, yeah.
It's funny because you guys, the timing wasn't synced up for all of your reactions.
It wasn't. Yeah, it's the cock all over the place.
I'm looking at the boxes. I think Dom's might have been last. I'm not sure.
I think Ivan was last. I think Tim was first. I was in the lead. Somehow, me and Tim like synced up, and then all of a sudden I'm slightly behind Tim. And then it was fun though. It was a fun watch along.
Yeah, man. It just wow. What an amazing moment we had at the end of Extreme Rules there. And just to cap off what I think was a really strong pay-per-view, even though it did not, or premium live event, even though it didn't have the tribal chief, I felt like they did a great job of just giving an amazing show. He was with them in spirit.
Yes. He didn't need to be there. Just to show you how special the tribal chief is.
He allowed them to shine. He allowed the rest of the roster to shine without him. We'll come back. We'll see him.
Yeah. Crown Jewel. Let's get ready. He gonna fuck Logan Paul.
Oh,
fuck him up.
Yeah. Seriously. Lucky shot my ass. Lucky shot my ass. His ass whooped.
All I need
just takes one lucky shot.
One lucky shot. Lucky shot.
Hell no.
At every sport I've been in, I am the head of the table.
No. I am the table.
Oh, yeah, I am the table, bro.
I am the table. Like, that's supposed to be hard. Get out of here, man. Like, what?
Who is you, bro?
They break tables in WWE, right? Come on, man. You don't want to be the table in WWE.
All I need is one lucky shot. One lucky shot.
You're lying.
Facts. Oh man, but with all that said, let's end it off with the final grade for Extreme Rules. What you got, man? What's your grade?
A+, man. Easily.
A+. Wow.
A+. Just, not A++, but A+, that the, compliments to the chef. Like I said before in the beginning of our show, man. It was a great card, great 6-course meal, and he left me wanting more. Even the dessert was good. I was like, oh, can I get some more? It's like, that was it. You paid for the 6-course meal. That's it. That's all you get. I was like, damn it. I'll be back, man. All right. Sign me up for Crown Jewel, okay? Put my reservation in.
Nice. The Bray Wyatt moment, I'm gonna give an A plus. Like I said, that moment on its own is an A plus. The whole thing, I'm gonna just give an A. I'm just gonna say a solid A. I feel like there were some moments where I was like, it could have been a little bit better. That Ronda Rousey Liv Morgan matchup, we were rooting for Liv Morgan, both of us, and it's not that she lost. Was more about I felt like there were some spots where it was like I could have been better. Karrion Kross and Drew, feel like that matchup was solid as well.
Yeah,
but I already gave my opinion on that. As far as I feel like I want Karrion Kross to be built up a little bit stronger than that. But the rest of the card, banger after banger after banger after banger. Like, I just thought they did a great job. So I'm giving a solid A, man. I enjoyed myself, and especially a card where Bray Wyatt makes his triumphant return at the end the way he did. That alone puts it on a stratosphere where at bare minimum, it's got to get an A. So for me, I'm giving it that A. It's getting an A for me. Great. If the Tribal Chief would have been there,
compliments.
Maybe I'd have said an A plus. If we could have gotten a Tribal Chief matchup, I might have given it an A plus. We need the champ. We need the champ on the card. I'm just saying.
Man, B-level pay-per-view. He don't need to be on everything. He's a superstar.
Man. It was solid.
Man.
It was solid.
It was a superstar.
A show from the chef.
Yes, right there. Compliments to the chef. Yes, waiter. Give my compliments to the chef.
Oh, man. With that said, that is going to do it for this Extreme Rules recap. But before we go, as always, you guys know what time it is. Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. You know when it's time, when you hear the music. Yeah, I'm going to let you know where you can find the podcast. We're everywhere. We're on social medias, Facebook, Twitter. We got an awesome Facebook group, Clark Street Wrestling Community, CSWC. All right, shout out to Chris who hold it down, one of the admins. He was there in the chat. We see you, bro. All right, go ahead, invite yourself. We're all lovers of wrestling. AEW, all right, MLW, WWE, NXT, Impact. We love it all. We'll invite you in with open arms, all right? And I can't forget about Instagram and, of course, TikTok.
TikTok. My wife maced your ass. TikTok.
Oh, got him with the mace. Yes, on the TikTok and, of course, on YouTube. And now, yes, we're streaming on Twitch right now, live stream. If you're not following us on Twitch, get on Twitch. Follow, hit that heart button. All right, I'm trying to learn this out. I'm gonna figure it out with us together. All right, get on Twitch, but you can follow all those social medias, the websites, the audio version of our podcast, which will be available tomorrow on the Sunday, and the video portion, ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation, where we got all your merch needs too. You see this right in the middle? Merch, a tank, a shirt. If you out there in the southern states, out there in Saudi, all right, get your beach towels. Get your Get your ass off that hot ass sand. I'm telling you, it's not a good look, but you over here in the Midwest, on the East Coast, in Canada, get your hoodies. Clark Street Wrestling hoodies, all right? We got a sale coming on in 2 more days, all right? Look for it. 2 more days.
Twisty.
Yes, you heard my man. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. It is decided. And you know what? Since my co-host, Mr. Tribal Chief, on the PLE of Extreme Rules, it is Tribal Chief Day.
Yes, I'm okay.
It is decided, yeah.
I'm okay with that. We didn't have enough Tribal Chief here. We did not.
Yeah, I'll dub it. I feel you. You know, I am a personal acolyte of the Tribal Chief. I can feel that.
Yes.
But he is the superstar he is. All right. He let other people shine on the B-level pay-per-view.
I can respect that.
Yes.
Oh man, well that is gonna do it for this recap of Extreme Rules. So for Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys, thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast on Tribal Chief Day. It is decided. Yeah, get them ones up, everybody. Get them ones in the chat. Thank you, chat community. Thank you. Tagging in. Circle debate. We're going to lock this in. We're going to get this debate. We ready. We want the smoke. All right? We always want the smoke. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. All right? Clark Street Wrestling. We don't quit. We don't quit. We don't quit.
I'm out of here anyway. Peace out.